Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Your HSS Game of the Week powered by Land Rover. You can lease a brand new 2026 Range Rover Velar 250S or check out the bold and rugged 2026 Defender 110 P300S. Whether you're heading to the game or cruising to the beach, Land Rover Palm Beach has the luxury SUV to match your lifestyle. Stop by today. They're located on Okeechobee Boulevard just past the Turnpike. That is Land Rover Palm Beach. All right, we are about to get underway with the kickoff. Pahokee going to be kicking off to Royal Palm, so Pahokee will be receiving the ball at halftime. And, Coach, you brought up to me, Royal Palm hasn't played in a while. I'm interested to see how they come out here very early in the game. Yeah, usually you see a lot of rust, especially if a team hasn't played in a while. They played in Week 0, beat North Miami 36-14, but haven't played since then. Game last week was canceled due to inclement weather. We'll see how they fare tonight. Now, Coach, the kickoff is up, and an upman has it for Royal Palm. He's blasting forward, trying to catch a lane, and he's driving, trying to get to midfield. On that return was number 8, Demetrius Roll. Roll, a top 63 player, according to our ESPN West Palm top 63 ratings. But as I mentioned, Royal Palm and their offense going to be on the field. They are already to midfield, good field position to start. You got to love it. You know, that's the way you draw it up. If you're special teams coach, you say, listen, help us in that phase of the game. We want to be sharp on all three, especially get a nice kickoff return to get us up near midfield. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Shotgun formation for Royal Palm coming up. Once again, this is your HSS Game of the Week. Royal Palm hosting Pahokee. Mike Rizzo and Jimmy Bell on the call. Man in motion, that's going to be McCall, the receiver. Dropping back is Brown, the quarterback, and actually he hands it off, and it's going to be a quick tackle for loss. Pahokee sniffing that out and taking Demetrius Roll to the ground. Yeah, that's one thing about Pahokee. They're going to bring a lot of speed defensively. They won't be big. They'll be 2 small ends coming with a lot of speed off the edge. You can work against them with draws and screens, but if you give them a chance to get in the backfield, they're going to be very disruptive. Pahokee winning their Week 1 match last week, and Royal Palm just getting things underway this week after a rain out. So 2nd and long coming up, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Brown in the shotgun. He claps, takes the snap, hands it off, and Roll trying to get closer to that original line of scrimmage. Gets past it, now keeps pushing forward. He'll gain 5 on the play. Going to be 3rd down coming up for Royal Palm. That's a sign of a great running back. You get hit 4 or 5 yards in the backfield, and you drag guys about another 6 yards. So, again, keep your eyes up if you're a running back, but you got to keep those legs moving as well. So Demetrius Roll getting the first 2 carries of the game for Royal Palm when to set up a 3rd down situation. Coach, what do you think they're going to go with here? If you're Sam Curry, listen, it's a short yardage situation, if you will, because you were behind the sticks. So now you want to try to get the ball out very quickly to one of these talented receivers and get past the 1st down marker. Once again, quarterback tonight, Tashad Brown, and the featured back will be Demetrius Roll, and we'll see which one of those talented receivers can maybe get the ball here on a 3rd down situation. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Brown in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, 5-step drop, looks right, throws right, and this one's intercepted. Pahokee going down the far side. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, pick 6, Pahokee. What a start for the Blue Devils. Well, you knew it had to come out quickly, right? So as it comes out, Pahokee's jumping it. They're defensive backs. They're watching the quarterback. The ball comes out of his hand, and that's all you got to do as a DB, make the catch and get up the sideline. Pahokee Blue Devils 6-0 so far. Zion Gilbert with the pick 6. Read that one to Coach's point like a book. Pahokee getting their early stamp on the game, 6-0 here at Royal Palm. Almost like he was in the huddle. Again, you come out of that break as a receiver. If you don't take it sharp enough, he runs underneath it, and that's just what happened on that play. You got to drive him off before you can let him cut underneath that route. It didn't take him deep enough down the field. But a great job by this Pahokee defense. You know, Carlos Lamons, former player himself in college for Buffalo, a Mid-American school. Me being a Mid-American Conference guy as well as a Buckeye, but I did graduate, Coach, from the, as we called it, Harvard on the Hocking at Ohio University. Saw Buffalo many a times covering that team, and Carlos Lamons has his team rolling with 9:57 to go, awaiting the snap on the extra point. Kick is finally up and good. So here we are. 7-0 early on in the first quarter. Before I get Coach's thoughts on a couple of more things here, I want to remind you guys about Duffy's Sports Grill. Now, you know the Mike Rizzo special. That is the honey garlic chicken sandwich with ranch, with onion, little pickle, little crispy fry action. But, folks, Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud supporter of ESPN West Palm High School game day. If you're hungry, it's time for a power play at Duffy's Sports Grill. Juicy burgers, crispy tenders, stacked sandwiches, wings tossed just the way you like it, all part of the power play lineup. That's big flavor and real portions. You could choose your entree, side, and a drink starting at just $13.99. That is $13.99. So if you're listening, need an affordable and filling and great meal, stop at Duffy's. Check out that power play for $13.99. Whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your power play move at Duffy's. Duffy's, our game is always on. So Royal Palm getting punched in the mouth early here in the first quarter. Once again, the quarterback, Tashad Brown, throwing an early pick six, and Pahokee able to get on the board. Now this is another short kick. Running forward is the upman for Royal Palm again to the 45-yard line. Good field position for Royal Palm this second time around, Coach Jimmy Bell.
It is, and if I'm Pahokee, I'm start thinking, listen, I may want to squib it down because I'm allowing them to set up their kickoff return, and they're getting some great yardage on this. So don't allow, if you squib it down, you give them, your guys a chance to get there. Don't allow them to set up their return.
What are you telling the huddle to the offense after a pick six, Coach?
Well, you got to forget it. As a quarterback, you have a short memory. Again, you threw it out there. You threw it late. That's what defensive backs are taught to do, catch you when you're coming out of that late. You got to get it out sooner if you're going to throw the football.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Royal Palm trying to respond after that pick six. Brown in the shotgun. Roll the running back. Brown takes the snap, hands it off to Roll. Roll just gets past that. As I say, that spins for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Going to be second and about 5 coming up for the Royal Palm offense.
You can see early on Royal Palm's idea is we want to run the football. Yeah, we threw it out. They got a pick six. But our idea is we want to run the football. We know we're physical up front. We got some big guys. I think 5 of their linemen up front are all seniors. So they're going to put some emphasis on their run game, but they also got to make some big plays down the field as well.
An experienced group, those 5 linemen for Royal Palm. We'll see if they continue to win that line of scrimmage battle. 2nd and 5. Brown in the shotgun. Couple of receivers split out. Gets it to Roll, and they read that one. Roll going to be thrown back. Going to be a loss of about 1.5 yards there. Going to be Coach, again, 3rd and about 6 coming up for the Royal Palm offense.
Well, at some point during that 2nd or 3rd down, you got to fake that ball in there and then throw it down the field, because what they're doing is they're run blitzing on the early downs, trying to get you in a long yardage situation are the Blue Devils. So you got to be able to get in those gaps, fill it if you're Pahokee, but also look behind it as Royal Palm and throw the football.
So Brown getting the play call from the sideline. Runs into the huddle, tells his marching orders, and here we go. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Brown in the shotgun. Roll to his right. Big 3rd down. Can Royal Palm keep the drive going? Man in motion. Brown takes the snap, throws right, a bit too high, and that one will be incomplete. 4th down coming up for Royal Palm. The intended receiver, the sophomore Amari Woods, just a bit over his head.
Yeah, the ball was there just a tad bit too high, but what happened was the linebackers were able to run underneath that, forcing that throw high because they didn't have any kind of play action. So, again, on the early downs, fake it in there. They're going to step up to try to stop the run. You can hit it in behind them for a nice pass.
8:14 to go in the first quarter. Royal Palm throwing a pick six on their first drive. Now they're going 3 and out on the second. 7-0 Pahokee on top. Pahokee, one of those teams where they got a lot of talent. They're fast. They're deep. And now we have a timeout. Pahokee actually going to be calling a timeout. Let's take 30 seconds ourselves. This is your HSS Game of the Week. Royal Palm hosting Pahokee on ESPN 106.3.
Your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Your HSS Game of the Week, Royal Palm on top 7-0. They're hosting Pahokee and kicking it to Pahokee after a 3-and-out. They're not even going to attempt to get that one. And that's rolling towards the goal line, and we do have a touchback. So that ball will be, from what I see, on the 20. But, Coach, it may actually, the referee just signal, that's going to be on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
So it's inside, not only inside the 10, it's going to be inside the 5. I'm at your mercy to the listening audience. He waved his hands, and I all but assumed a touchback. But what a punt by Royal Palm.
Well, he gave the signal as if you said, like you said, it was a touchback.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, the gunner went down. The outside guy's a gunner. He can go as soon as the ball is snapped. He ran down, and he slapped it back in bounds just before he went over the goal line. So great mark there by the official. He gave the wrong signal, but the ball's now on the 1-yard line.
And this is a dream situation for Royal Palm, who really has not started out well offensively. And, Coach, you maybe thought that could be the case after they had a significant amount of time off. Pahokee actually will set up in the shotgun deep in their own territory. Quarterback takes the snap, hands it off. Trying to bounce right quickly is the running back, Mari Singleton. Picks up a decent amount of yards. Coach, that's a good play on first down to get it out of your own back door.
Well, that's what you want. 12 yards on first, 11, about 10 or 11 yards on first down. And that's just the way it's designed. Coaches draw it up all week long, and you say, listen, if you get your block, every play we call is going to work. And that's what the Blue Devils have started fast defensively. Now they're doing well on the offensive side as well.
And to Coach Bell's point, that was good enough for an HSS first down. And I believe we do have another timeout here. I'll work on which team called it. I'm thinking we didn't get a signal from the referee yet again, folks. I'm at your mercy. Let's take 30 seconds to regroup on your HSS Game of the Week.
2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
And, folks, that was a hydration break on your HSS Game of the Week. 7:40 and ticking left to go. It's a first down situation. We got 4 receivers right now, one of them slashing in, but a direct snap quarterback draw, trying to push forward to get any yards he can. And now we have a flag late after a stuffed run. And we have an unsportsmanlike on the defense, Coach, at a 15. And a first down to the Pahokee Blue Devils.
Just careless. Again, celebrating for nothing. I mean, you made one play. That's what you're out there for. You don't jump around, taunt a guy in his face. Now you hurt your football team. Those are the kind of guys, and I think they're bringing them off. You bring them on the sideline and you sit them for a while because this is not about you. This is about what we're trying to accomplish. And they're giving it to him as he comes to the sideline.
Yep, and Coach, you'd know that better than anybody, coaching young men for as long as you have. Unacceptable things, especially when you're already down 7-0 early on in the first quarter. And that's where we're at again. First quarter, 7:22. Pahokee on top 7-0 after a pick 6. We're going to have 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Braylon Peterson is the quarterback. Peterson sends a man in motion. That's Davis. Peterson throws it to Davis. He's trying to catch the far sideline, push it past the first down, and possibly more. Trying to push forward to midfield. He almost gets there, but another HSS first down on a quick little swing pass.
Well, I know that works because we saw a clinic 2 weeks ago up at Vero against Newman. Again, throwing the ball very short, getting it out in the flat quickly, giving your guys a chance to catch it and run after the catch. You don't have to throw an 80-yard pass. You got to just get it to the flat to one of these receivers and let them run down the field.
Again, Peterson doing the quarterbacking tonight for Pahokee. And now it looks like that they're going to go in a Wildcat formation. They're changing. I've seen Peterson at quarterback, and now I'm at your mercy. That looks like Uzarius Boswell in. And yes, it is Boswell. He bobbles it, tries fumbling it, now grabs it, and that's going to be a big tackle for loss for Royal Palm. So, Coach, we've seen two players in at quarterback, Uzarius Boswell and Braylon Peterson, and that play didn't have a chance at the start with the bad snap.
That threw it off all the way because, again, when the snap is hot like that, came back real fiery from the center, you've got to be able to keep your eyes on it, not look at the rush. He took his eyes off for a mere second, and that threw that play up.
So after a couple of HSS first downs, Pahokee behind the sticks here, going to be second and about 15 coming up for the Blue Devils after that loss. And now back into the game is Braylon Peterson. To his right is the running back, Mari Singleton. Like I said, second and long, and now we have, I believe, a flag or a stoppage play. No, it's going to be an encroachment. So, Coach, penalties continue to haunt Royal Palm. 2nd and 11 now coming up for the Blue Devils.
And that's a part of missing last week. You don't get a chance to correct guys for the mistakes they made. I'm Sam Curry. I'm 38 hot right now simply because we're hurting ourselves. They haven't done anything to us. We're hurting ourselves.
Now Peterson drops back, throws left, throws a lollipop in the air, and an acrobatic catch on the far side. Is he in? Yes! He got the foot down. That is Samuel Harrigan, the senior on the far side. Coach, I mean, that was a duck. That was a lollipop duck thrown to the far side. Give all the credit to Samuel Harrington on that catch.
Did you see me grab my shotgun? I mean, I was getting ready to shoot. You know, I saw the thing flying up there.
We're skeet shooting, Coach.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? But nevertheless, hey, you threw it behind him. It was a back shoulder throw, if you will. Give your guy a chance to catch it at the highest point, and that's what you teach a wide receiver. Go get it at the highest point. Defensive backs go through his hands and try to knock it out. Harrigan made a great play there catching the football.
And not Harrington, folks. Harrigan, Samuel Harrigan on that catch. True toe tap acrobatic there on the far side. Peterson's not slowing down as he's back and passing. Coach, he's got to throw that away. And he actually sets up a screen pass on the far side. Could have been the plan the whole time. Rumbling and stumbling again is Samuel Harrigan. Coach, he faked me out on that wide receiver screen.
Good play call. Again, sprint to your right. Take your quarterback, sprint to the right. He's already going back to the left all along, but the receiver goes up the field about 3 yards, comes back, and there he's waiting on the ball, and nobody's there.
He sold me, and I think this entire Royal Palm stands on this near side where we're calling the game. 4:28 and rolling. Almost red zone, and rather it is red zone time, but Pahokee can pick up a first down. It's not a goal situation. It's still a 1st and 10 situation. I believe that first down mark, Coach, is close to the 5-yard line. So the Blue Devils with a lot to work with here. 1st and 10, and Coach, they subbed out the quarterback, Peterson. Again, this is Uzarius Boswell stepping in what I'm going to call for the night the Wildcat formation, a jumbo formation. No split ends and no receivers. It's a jumbo formation Wildcat, and Boswell hands it off to Singleton. Singleton push it forward, trying to get to the goal line. He's right at that first down stick. We got to wait for a call. But again, Singleton getting some room and making things go. He's going to be a hair short. 2nd and 1 coming up. But, Coach, everything working for Pahokee at the moment.
When you find something, you run with it. You go with it because you know your guys up front. My left side is better than your right side of the defense. We're going to run there all night long until you stop us.
3:20 and going in the first quarter. Pahokee up 7-0. Trying to get seconds here early on. Hand off again to Singleton, and he's crunched. The Royal Palm defense looked like with a little, oomph on that one. They've been kind of getting dragged across the field, but a big 3rd down coming up, 3rd and about 2 after that loss.
Well, that's the pride of Royal Palm. Again, taking behind the shed in the playoffs last year. You know, they lost a tough game, but nevertheless, you got to use these guys that you've got to transfer in, get them to buy into the system, to the program, the way we do things here. Got to find a way to fix it because Pahokee's trying to go up 14-0.
2:40, 2:39 to go in the first quarter. We've seen the jumbo formation twice in a row here. An I formation now with a receiver out to the left, lone receiver out to the left. Boswell under the shotgun, under the center. He's trying to push forward, and is that ball out? It could be a possible fumble. Coach Bell, Royal Palm ball, a disaster by Yazarius Boswell. So Boswell and the center not on the same page, and Royal Palm getting a heck of a break here. They're going to have the football deep in their territory.
Yeah, bend, but don't break. Again, back against the wall. Offenses hurt you with the pick six. You've got to find a way to fix it, and they did that. They stopped them. They got the football out. You know they're going to run inside, or at least you believe they are. You got to pull the ball out. First guy in, wrap up. Second guy, pull the football out.
Coach Bell, talk to me about that play call. I can't lie, partner. I'm scratching my head a little bit. I formation, quarterback sneak?
Yeah. I mean, he's already lining up 6-7 yards in the backfield. So you're at a disadvantage. You know that you have the strong side of your offensive line on the left side. No, not the I formation. Too much penetration causes sanitation. So, again, every time you do that, you're asking for trouble if you don't block the guys up front.
And then let me ask you this too, Coach. What do you make of the musical chairs at quarterback? You've had Boswell, you've had Peterson. Now, Peterson, young player. Boswell seems more of like the jumbo package Wildcat formation. Are you a fan of that kind of stuff?
I'm not, but I also seen teams like West Boca do it, and it worked. So some people say you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. But the truth is you get a lot of reps with your guys. What happens down the road, if one guy goes down, the guy's used to being in there. So it almost works to your advantage if he has some reps. Most backup quarterbacks only get practice probably 10% of the time, and they don't see any in the game. So that rhythm, if it works for you, work it, but you got to make it work.
Royal Palm going with one quarterback tonight. Again, Tashad Brown. And Brown, the two drives, has thrown a pick six and failed to get a first down on the second. The Royal Palm offense went 3 and out. Brown claps, takes the snap, hands it off. And again, this running back's been very impressive to me. Demetris Roll, Coach, it seems like every first down he's picking up positive yards.
Only 7 plays so far. They've run 5 times. So you know what they want to do. They want to run the ball with those big guys up front. But at some point, they've got to throw the ball down the field because Pahokee is going to start loading up the box. And they're going to run blitz. They're going to stop that. So you've got to be able to complete some passes downfield.
And first down has worked well for Royal Palm. Not a lot after that. Been good runs by Roll on first down. And then bad execution, rather, by Royal Palm second down and onwards. Once again, no first down so far for Royal Palm. That could change here. Another handoff to Roll. Roll trying to push close to the sticks. Will be short. Going to be 3rd and short again coming up for Royal Palm. Coach, I know you're itching them to open the playbook up a little bit.
I want them to simply because on that second down and about 3 yards to go, that's when they know they're going to sneak up and try to stop the run. So you fake it in there and get it behind them. Now you got yourself something. But now on 3rd down, they gave them a
they're going to Coach, I guess my eyes are getting old. That looked a little short to me. They did not decide to want to test it out. Going to be a first down, an HSS first down, first of the game for Royal Palm. So a generous spot, but Royal Palm not complaining here with under 1 minute to go now, 58 seconds and ticking in this first quarter.
And they didn't give the signal, so again, we didn't see that one.
Right, right. The officiating crew must have had the week off last week too, Coach. Once again, I'm alluding to Royal Palm not playing last week, getting rained out, and now we have flags. And, Coach, tell us about it.
False start on Royal Palm. Again, running back, you can't start the simulation of a play. So if you start going forward, you can go sideways, but you can't go forward. If you do that, it's going to be a flag every time.
Well, 38 seconds, clock frozen at 38.9. Will be 1st and 15 for Royal Palm.
Remember when I talked about earlier those mistakes, especially in this part of the season, you're going to see a lot of false starts, guys not listening to the snap count, a little fatigue. Those are the things that tell on you, especially when you didn't get a chance to play last week as Royal Palm didn't.
So Royal Palm trying to get back on track. They did pick up a first down, but 1 step forward, 2 steps back with that false start. Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hands it off, and the ball is out. Pahokee trying to get it. Royal Palm trying to get it. And Royal Palm will take over. Coach, he spit it up and actually got it across the sticks. Getting on that was number 7, Amari Woods. But, man, Pahokee going to be kicking themselves a little bit on that one.
Well, you know why that happens. You get a big lick by the defensive player. and the ball comes out because you're not used to being hit. They don't hit a lot in practice now like they used to. So you get hit by your guys, and there's some of your buddies, and they're not hitting you as hard as these Pahokee players are, but Pahokee didn't get the ball. They had a chance there.
And we do have a timeout. Let's take 30 seconds ourselves. Once it's 7-0, or actually it's the end of the quarter. Let's take a full 60 seconds. 7-0 Pahokee on top off of a pick six. But Royal Palm trying to fix things on their end on ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a good karma sports radio station.
Welcome back to your game of the week. First down, immediate handoff. Brown handing it off to number 12, Kamari Thomas. Thomas, the spellback, the featured back tonight, has been rolled. And Coach Thomas, actually the one that spit that up, that actually turned into a first down. All part of the plan, right?
Of course. That's
all
the way we
part
drew
of the
it up.
plan. Spit it up and then recover it for a first down.
Exactly, but that's a positive for them because their receivers were running down the field. And you tell them, listen, if the running back goes through, you run with them in case the ball comes out. They did on that play.
2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. You got Thomas in the backfield again with Brown. Brown looks to the sideline, makes an audible, claps, takes the snap, gives it back to Thomas. Thomas comes right. He's going to be short. Will be third down and about 1 coming up for Royal Palm.
Well, you can see how much confidence Royal Palm has in their running game versus their passing game. 1 pass so far, actually 2 passes so far, 1 for a pick six. So, again, that's what they want to do up front. They want to run the ball.
And, again, folks, apparently I need to get my eyes checked because that's an HSS first down. That'll be good enough for an HSS first down. Sticks are moving on the far side. 10:48 and ticking. Pahokee up 7-0. But Royal Palm getting something going here on this drive, and Coach, it's been really on the ground. Obviously, they spit up a fumble that got recovered for the first down that we've talked about. But now, last 2 plays, 10 yards, first down. They're set up in business with 10:30 to go. Brown takes the snap, hands it off again. Why not? Thomas pushing forward, goes down. Short gain on first, 2nd and long coming up.
It's not sexy. I'm going to be honest with you. Run. Most fans don't want that. They want to throw the ball down the field. But if it works, don't stop it. Of their 12 plays they've run so far, 10 have been running plays. So you know what they want to do up front. Their passing game will develop as the season goes on, but they want to run the football.
And to Coach Bell's point, the 2 passes have come on 3rd and long. Obvious passing situation. One led to a pick six. The other one was just high on a 3rd and 6 on the second drive of the game. 9:51 and ticking, second quarter action. Pahokee up 7-0 over Royal Palm here in Royal Palm after that pick six. Again on the pick six was Zion Gilbert for the Blue Devils. Another handoff to Thomas. Thomas shimmy shakes, tries to cut it back to the middle, and Thomas will be taken down. Now, Coach, I've been 0 for 2 on my last what I think are 3rd downs, but there's no possible way that they can spot that one for a first down. It'll be 3rd and short after 2 run plays coming up for Royal Palm.
You hear me laughing because they've done it before, so maybe
dude,
we better wait.
But guys, I got to keep it a buck here. The last 2 times have not been first downs, and they called them first downs, but neither here nor there. Once again, very early on in the high school football season. 9:07 and ticking. 3rd and short. Brown claps, takes the snap, gives it to Roll this time, and that is good enough for an HSS first down. Coach, you got the plays there. 2 times they passed the ball.
Yeah.
2 times they passed the
2
ball.
times.
This has been featured on the ground. We're going to be at halftime before you know it here.
Well, I tell you what, also, if you can run the ball against a team, it's going to demolish their mindset eventually, because what will happen is you see the Pahokee players are starting to bend down and kneel over. You're saying we're going to wear you out up front. Our big guys are going to lean on you all night long, run right in your mouth, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the attitude Royal Palm Beach has.
Do it until you stop it. So Royal Palm, we'll see if they continue to run this one. Now finally a pass and to the middle, and a good catch there by Amari Woods. Coach, I had to catch my breath. That looked like it could have gone either way on that one. It was a tall lollipop, but a good job there by the acrobatic Woods making that catch.
Now you see why they're not throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Again, that type of pass right there could have gone the other way. Again, as a quarterback, you got to put a little zip on that. You got to put it in there on your guy, throw it to his numbers, aim at his head, it'll come down to his chest. And that's what they're not doing as a quarterback on the Royal Palm Beach side.
Folks, get your new Land Rover today at Land Rover Palm Beach. Lease the brand new 2026 Range Rover Velar 250S. Land Rover, a proud sponsor of HSS High School Game Day. And now short run again, but that one will, what I think will be good enough for a first down. The referees, I think, Coach, handling business again, and now I think they might bring it out for a measurement. They should have measured it on the last 2, and actually they call it third. So 3rd and inches coming up on your HSS game of the week, Royal Palm and Pahokee. 7:22 and rolling. Handoff to Roll, clearly a first down there. Gains 5, blasts forward in Pahokee territory at the 30-yard line. Royal Palm trying to punch it in here.
Well, you're imposing your will if you're Royal Palm against Pahokee. You're saying, listen, you can't stop the run. We're going to make you stop us. If you're up front, you got to be able to stop us. You don't have the numbers to compete with us, so we're just going to run right down the middle of the field, and we're going to the end zone.
Coach, Kaiser University's flagship campus, proud hosts of ESPN's Top 63 every single year. The 100 residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University, Coach, proud sponsors of high school game day. 1st and 10, a handoff to Roll blasting forward, trying to get 5. Nice gain there on first down. Again, the run game continuing to punish Pahokee.
Yeah, 15 of their 18 plays have been running plays. And
wow.
You can't really blame them. I mean, they're not throwing the ball well. They've been able to run it, so continue to control the clock, if you will, and run the football.
And Coach, listen, you've put on your glasses.
Yes, sir.
All right, that means you mean business over here. You got every play. Now, even Coach with the glasses realized that a couple of these weren't first downs. I promise you guys, I'm not getting things wrong on your HSS game of the week. Now, 6:25, we have our hydration break. Damian Perez back at the City Place Studios, downtown West Palm Beach. Give me 30 seconds on your HSS game of the week.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Folks, when you think of Kaiser University, I want you to think of championships. They now have 31 national championships as a school. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University. They also sponsor the Coach's Corner on your HSS game of the week. Brown takes the snap, drops back, flags everywhere, and we will get
a legal substitution.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
On Pahokee. So Royal Palm picked up 2 of their own penalties the last time their defense was on the field. Now Pahokee getting penalized here. Coach, a couple of penalties here in the first half, very early in the season.
Yeah, not a lot, but what you expect. You know, the false starts, illegal participation, too many guys on the field, that type of thing. The communication is not there. You've got to be able to clean that up as the season goes on.
5:59 and counting, first half. Brown throws to the sideline, caught A nice catch there, and he's trying to fight for more, and he waltzes into the end zone. This is going to be a touchdown. Demetrius Gibson. Gibson took a nice little 5-yard out route on the far side, and Coach, he turned that into a touchdown. That young man with an impressive run after the catch.
Well, that's how you get your name called to play on Saturday. Again, he came out of the break, caught it with his hands. Great throw there, by the way. Caught it with his hands up high. Beat two guys. Tackle. You got to tackle. Early in the season, you're going to miss a lot of tackles. He ran out of those arm tackles and up the sideline for a touchdown.
He made that one happen, and I want to shout out our video coordinator here, Kate Jumslin, who told me all about Demetrius Gibson before this game, said he's going to be one of the young and up-and-coming players in Palm Beach County. And as a junior, he's already making a mark for Royal Palm. Kick is up, and kick is good. 7-7, your score. Let's take a 30-second timeout. 5:48 left to go in the first half. All tied up, 7-7. Royal Palm and Pahokee on your HSS Game of the Week.
With the Ford Crew. Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
And we're coming to your city.
Mike Rizzo and Jimmy Bell on the call for your HSS Game of the Week. Your HSS Game of the Week is brought to you by Ford. Football players are built tough, and your truck should be too. Head into your local Ford dealer or visit Ford.com/local and take part in the Ford Summer Sales event. Nothing says summer like Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power, and low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Visit Ford.com/local or head into your local Ford dealer today. That is Ford built, Ford tough. Now that'll be a touchback for Pahokee. A good kick there by Royal Palm off the kickoff. Again, Mike Rizzo, Jimmy Bell, your HSS Game of the Week. So Coach Pahokee, they had a 3rd and 1 on the 5-yard line of Royal Palm. Mm-hmm. They had a chance to go up 2 scores in this game before halftime. Instead, they fumble. Royal Palm recovers. They go 95 yards for a touchdown, 7-7, 5 minutes to go in the first half.
And most of these games aren't won, they're lost. You know, it's by those mistakes that you make throughout the contest. Royal Palm, what they're doing is simply luring this defense to sleep. Run, and all of a sudden they come out with a pass. Defensive backs start looking in the backfield, getting lured to sleep. That's how you come out of this. Demetrius Gibson caught that ball on the left sideline and went up for a touchdown.
Folks, your water breaks are brought to you by Culligan. And right now, you could try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months, serving South Florida since 1936. Peterson takes the snap, then gives a little hitch pass to Uzarius Boswell. Boswell goes to the sideline, maybe a gain of 1, 2nd and long coming up. But, folks, schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water, that's swell water, with Culligan. Again, Culligan, the official sponsors of our hydration breaks here on ESPN West Palm High School Game Day. 5:18 and ticking. Pahokee on first down with a run. Got it basically back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long coming up for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, haven't done much on the offensive side has Pahokee. They fumbled the last time out, but again, they've only had 9 plays so far. So they've been on the sideline most of the game. Their offense has. They got to try to get a drive established here and get some points.
Now Peterson, the quarterback, again, there's been musical chairs at that position tonight, Boswell and Peterson. But this is Peterson. He drops back, looks middle, good ball, caught at midfield. That is DeCorian Jones, the senior receiver. Big-time play for Pahokee.
It took a big lick on that play as well. Again, nice ball by Peterson down the middle of the field. Didn't overthrow his guy. Very easily could have done that, but put it right on the receiver where he can run up under it. And that's how you have to do. Lure the defense in, make them think you're going to run every play, and get it out for a nice pass.
And, Coach, now we're seeing why such a young quarterback is being featured in Carlos Lamon's offense. What a throw. He threw that lollipopper. We wanted to go get our shotguns from our
Yes, sir.
Ford trucks, in the parking lot. This time around, though, that was a tight spiral. Beautiful ball, beautiful catch. Jones to Peterson to Jones on the hookup. 4:24, clock frozen. We do have a timeout, and it's going to be a Royal Palm timeout. Damian, let's take 30 seconds on your HSS game of the week.
Every dream begins with a hope for something better. At Flagler Credit Union, we're here to help turn those dreams into reality by investing in families, in neighbors, in our community. Because to us, it's never just about banking, it's about people. Whether you're dreaming of a new car, a home, your child's education, or a well-earned retirement, Flagler Credit Union is here for you. Flagler Credit Union, fulfilling dreams through better banking. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Folks, the 13th annual edition of the Boca Raton Bowl will take place Friday, December 18th at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Visit BocaRatonBowl.com to stay up to date on all the latest Boca Raton Bowl information and stay up to date with tickets at BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. Peterson takes the snap, hands it off. That's Mari Singleton. Singleton immediately gobbled up. Going to be second and long coming up after that short break. But again, your HSS game of the week, Mike Rizzo, legendary coach Jimmy Bell to my right. And it's 4:05 and ticking. Coach, do you think Pahokee is going to try to keep this ball to the end of the half and not give it back to Royal Palm?
It'll be the smart thing to do. You got to hold on to the football. Possession is 9/10 of the law. But most importantly, you know you can throw the ball down the field. So at some point, use that passing game to get some extensions down the field, try to keep this offense, and, again, get points. It's always good to kick at the end of any drive.
7-7 the score. Pahokee scoring on a pick six, and Royal Palm a nice reception and catch by Demetrius Gibson. And speaking of a reception and a catch, a screen pass to the right. Mari Singleton drives that one towards the first down sticks. I'm going to wait and see what they call this because I've seen this be called the first down tonight. It's never a first down, by the way, for our radio audience, but it will now be confirmed a third and short situation for Pahokee.
I like the play call. Again, get them up the field. Royal Palm has a lot of speed. They're going to be coming. So get them up the field. Let that speed work against them. Throw it underneath for a screen on the right side. And, again, one missed tackle there, we're probably striking up the band.
Both teams have been operating on that far side this half, Coach. I don't know if you noticed that. We have rarely seen any action on this short side so far tonight. 2:49 and counting, 7-7. Pahokee in Royal Palm territory. They hand it off, and I believe that'll be enough for an HSS first down. We're going to wait for a signal from the referee. But taking that run was Mari Singleton. And now a couple of people alluding to a fourth down on the Royal Palm side. The referees still don't know what they want to do. Still no signal. Clock rolling at 2:18. If I'm Carlos Lamons, I'm upset. And it now will be fourth down here, a fourth down situation, 2:11 and counting. And now a timeout. Let's take 30 seconds to sort things out on your HSS game of the week.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions, choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill, our game is always on.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
So fourth and short coming up for Pahokee. Carlos Lamons deciding to call a timeout after the officials took their time trying to figure out if it was first down or not. They did not bring out the chains. Instead of letting more clock roll off, Lamons did the right thing and called the timeout. All right, Coach. Uzarius Boswell in at quarterback again. Musical chairs at that position tonight with Braylon Peterson and Boswell. Boswell has been their short yardage quarterback, and now it looks like this could be a possible penalty. Waiting to hear from the referees, and it is a false start on Pahokee. Coach, does this change things on if you're going to go for it or not with 2:11 to go in the first half? It'll be 4th and 5 at about the 45-yard line.
He may be a gunslinger, but for me it would change. I would punt the football because it's a 7-7 game. So you want to put yourself in a position where you give them great field position with 2 minutes plus to go. But again, that delay in the referees making that mark on 4th down there, third going into 4th, I think that kind of threw their decision off. He had to burn a timeout, so now he's a little indecisive. Go ahead and get it called. If it's going to be 4th, let it be 4th, but get it called a little bit quicker.
So could that have been by design, Coach? We've seen in football where 4th down situations, if you don't go for it, sometimes they take their 5-yard penalty for more yards to punt, but neither here nor there. We do have a timeout. We're going to keep things here. 2:11 to go, 7-7 your score in your HSS game of the week. Looks like Pahokee going to be punting it here. But, Coach, what have been your early reactions in this first half? Again, Pahokee had a chance to go up 2 scores. They fumbled, which led to the Royal Palm touchdown and where we're at in the story right now.
Well, it really doesn't surprise me, the mistakes in this game, because, again, you expect Pahokee as a smaller school, 1A school versus a 5A school, so the numbers won't be there. Royal Palm much bigger. Big doesn't mean win, but it really helps you. And then Royal Palm hasn't played in a while. Last time they played was against North Miami in week 0. They won that game 36-14, but they're kind of flat today. They've made a lot of mistakes. They haven't gotten their rhythm offensively as far as throwing the ball down the field. One nice pass out in the flat for a touchdown to Gibson. But other than that, they've just run the football.
I mentioned to Coach Bell that I'm going to try to do my best to put him in a brand new Land Rover. And, folks, you could lease the brand new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S or check out the bold and rugged 2026 110 Defender. That is Land Rover Palm Beach. Folks, get on out to Land Rover Palm Beach. It looks like they're going to go for it. Peterson in the shotgun. Peterson trying to draw off the defense, and he does! Coach, I don't know if they had any intention of going for it, but they drew offsides. Number 10, Kentavis Porter, the junior linebacker. And the question is this going to be enough for a first down, or is this going to put them back in the inches situation that they were before their original false start?
Yeah, that's what it's going to do. Again, I don't think they had a plan of running a play there. I think what they wanted to do is just see what Royal Palm would do in that situation. If you get 5 more yards, what does it matter? You're going to punt it anyway, but they jumped off.
Yep.
Give them a hard count, and they jumped. They went for the bait.
So, Coach, 2:11 to go, still 7-7. Pahokee going to go for it. On Royal Palm's 45, 4th and inches, fumble! Boswell not going to get there. Turnover on downs. Coach, carbon copy, same thing that happened on the 5-yard line where they spit it out to Royal Palm.
Well, that's why I didn't want to go for it there. I told you I would have punted that football because simply now you give them a short field. They don't throw the ball a lot, so I can understand the logic on Pahokee's side. They don't throw it a lot. But nevertheless, you don't want to give them an opportunity. If you punt it down there inside the 5, now they may make a mistake. So you got to start thinking field position and clock and situation. I think that's a part of making a great adjustment as a coach.
Coach, I'm a little surprised they went with that same play call that failed the first time around. Now, I know Boswell's their short yardage guys, but that Peterson kid, maybe a run out of the shotgun, I don't know. Listen, Coach, I'm not a head coach, and I'm happy not to be a head coach, but I was a little surprised again by that play call.
Well, I tell you what, you want to be head coach, look at these grades I got up here, brother.
Coach, we're all good. We're all good. 2:05, 7-7, tie ball game, but Royal Palm taking over. And now another stoppage of play, and the kids will come to the sideline. Let's take 30 seconds on your HSS game of the week.
Was that a Royal Palm?
We know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
We're coming to your city.
Thank you to Lisa, part of the Royal Palm staff here at the high school. She let us know that it was a Royal Palm timeout, and Coach, no more timeouts left.
That's it.
So a 1st and 10 situation off of the turnover. Brown in the shotgun. Two receivers right, one receiver left.
If I'm Pahokee, I'm jumping routes because if they throw it out there quickly, I want to take it the other way.
Brown hands it off, roll off of a jet sweep, rolling past the first down mark. We'll have to see where they spot him, knowing this crew. But I think that's good enough for an HSS first down, and it is. The far lines official ruling a first down presented by HSS. 150 a ticking, Coach. Going to have to go to the air soon. Running out of time. No timeouts left.
Yeah, it's got to be something that you don't get a lot of practice with the 2-minute drill, but if you do, you know if you can get a first down, you can clock it. But that's only if you can throw the ball down the field. They've got to show a little sense of urgency here.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Thomas in the backfield with Brown. Brown claps, takes the snap, looks right, throws right. A screen pass setup. Taking that forward is number 16, Madrian Blackman. And it's going to be a gain of about 5. 2nd and short coming up, but the clock going. 1:14, 1:13. Going to need a little turbo here. Thomas, the running back. Brown, the quarterback. 1 receiver left, 3 receivers right. Taking their time a little bit here, Coach. A little bit surprised by that. Thomas flanks right. Brown looking deep, throws, looking for Woods. And that one deflected away. Good job there by Pahokee, number 14, Tavares Askins.
Yeah, running in phase. What that means is he's running right with the guy, just like he's running the route. Don't allow him to get behind you. You're the deepest as the deepest man. If he catches that ball past you, it's a touchdown. But you keep him in front of you. If they throw it short, you pick it off.
So Askins with a nice pass deflection. Going to set up 3rd and about 5 yards for this Royal Palm offense. Brown running to the huddle, barking his orders. Clock frozen at 50.9 seconds, 7-7 your score. Gibson with a receiving touchdown for Royal Palm, and Pahokee had a pick 6 on the first drive of the game. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Thomas, the running back. Brown drops back, looking right, throws right, caught. First down and more. Barreling forward is number 3, Billy Shannon, and an HSS first down for Royal Palm. And now Coach Bell saying he wants a spike, but I think he did get out of bounds. They're going to call him out of bounds. Clock frozen at 39.5, but I am with Coach. I thought he stayed in bounds there.
Well, one guy marked it out of bounds, another guy marked it in, and we got a holding call. So
there we go.
All this null and void.
So a hold, going to bring that back to Coach's point. And the referees now spotting the ball correctly. And this one going to set Royal Palm back in their own territory at about the 47-48 yard line. 7-7. Royal Palm and Brown trying to put some magic together before half. Now clock starts going. So he was in bounds, Coach. Now the clock starts going. 29 seconds. Brown drops back, looking, gonna run. Brown coming to the near side and slides right at that first down marker. Should be enough for an HSS first down, and it is.
He's got to hustle to the line
Clock will freeze. Probably should have ran out of bounds there, Coach.
Yeah.
They're taking their time. Brown looks like he's just going to take this. 17 seconds now, clock rolling. Brown in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, throws left. Woods caught! Far side, first down, out of bounds. He goes out at the 20-yard line of Pahokee. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 20. Clock frozen at 6 seconds. So now you got to go end zone.
You do.
Got to go end zone.
Anything short of the end zone, time's going to run out. So if you got a kicker here, Pahokee's called timeout. But if you got a kicker, you want to try to get a field goal.
So now Pahokee calls a timeout, 7-7, 6.2 seconds left to go in the half. This has been a tale of 2 quarters, really. Pahokee dominated the first quarter. They were up 7-0. They were knocking on the door to go up 14-0 on a 4th-and-1 situation on Royal Palm's 5. They fumbled the first play out of the second quarter, and now Royal Palm has been able to get that momentum. They drove the ball down the field, tied it up. 7-7 our score here now.
But remember, go back to the 2 minutes and 11 seconds when I said I don't want to run it there on 4th down.
Yep.
I'm going to punt it because now you take that 25 yards or so away from them, they're not even in position. They got to try to throw a Hail Mary. But right now they're in position. If they can get one pass to the out of bounds and get out of bounds, I mean, they probably can kick a field goal here.
Now, no timeouts, Coach.
Right.
They're going to try to go for one more play. What's the conversation you're having with your quarterback here with no timeout 6 seconds to go and one more final play that you want to run?
Well, you're telling them don't throw into the field of play because if they're tackled, it's over. But what you're looking for is the best one-on-one matchup. Pahokee's running the cover two deep safeties, but try to throw it to the end zone.
Brown throwing to the end zone, and that one almost picked off, thrown into double coverage. No flags on the play. Royal Palm wanted a penalty there, and that actually will roll to halftime. So, Coach, no points. We'll break down a little bit coming up before the second half starts. We got a full halftime coming up. Damian Perez and Colin Russo will be handling things back at the City Place Studios. But 7-7, so no points for Royal Palm off of that opportunity. Taking the timeout, going to have your halftime show with Colin back at the station next on ESPN 106.3.
Brooks is tackled in the backfield. Both the Rams led by. Of course. Block. Picked up. We got flags on the play. Yeah. I'll play that. Dog.
Ball given to number 0, Alex Third. Touchdown, Falcon.
Stay!
Touchdown, Falcon.
Stay!
Chesapeake's brought down the backfield for a big loss. Safety on the play. 2 points for Treasure. Buffalo on the play. Picked up by number 13.
Touchdown! Ryan! For the end zone, touchdown. Ball carrier number 6, Ethan Lupin for the Pirates. Whistle. Robert Connors around the right side. It's tackle.
Balls away!
Tackle. In the with the touchdown for the Lions. Big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Yard rip first and 10. Touchdown, Lions. Balin corrects. Long. Complete. Touchdown.
Come on!
Quarterback tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Our score.
Adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110P 300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
When it comes to your back and neck, there's no room for compromise. You need expertise you can trust, and that's HSS, the best in orthopedics, providing spine care for over 160 years. Our specialists focus on you using advanced diagnostics, minimally invasive techniques, and tailored rehab plans to get you moving again. For something as important as your spine, choose the leaders from the best in orthopedics locally in South Florida. hss.edu/Florida.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on.
At HSS, movement is their specialty. Their team of experts provide personalized treatment options backed by over 160 years of orthopedic expertise. Whether you need advanced non-surgical solutions, surgical care, or comprehensive rehabilitation, HSS Florida delivers the exceptional quality care you expect from HSS, the nation's #1 in orthopedics. With 3 locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and now Jupiter, expert care has never been closer to home. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Every dream begins with a hope for something better. At Flagler Credit Union, we're here to help turn those dreams into reality by investing in families, in neighbors, in our community. Because to us, it's never just about banking, it's about people. Whether you're dreaming of a new car, a home, your child's education, or a well-earned retirement, Flagler Credit Union is here for you. Flagler Credit Union, fulfilling dreams through better banking. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
At HSS, movement is our specialty. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior, or just trying to stay active, injuries and pain can keep you from moving the way you want. Our orthopedic specialists provide personalized treatment options for sports injuries, joint pain, spine care, and more. From non-surgical care to surgery and rehabilitation, with locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and Jupiter. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on. Well. Looks like your well water can use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Anna Jar Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a good karma sports radio station. You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Well, we're coming to your city.
About to get the second half underway here. Pahokee will be getting the ball. Royal Palm started, obviously, the game with the ball, had the pick six. Pahokee scored their only points of the game on that. Royal Palm been running the ball efficiently throughout that first half. But, Coach, I think the score matches what it should be. Dead even here at halftime. Pahokee stalled out on Royal Palm's 5. They fumbled. And then right before the half, Royal Palm had it on the Pahokee 5. They went for it, and they didn't get anything. So I think we all cancel out 7-7. Let's play some ball in the second half, Coach Jimmy Bell.
I agree. It's going to be tied up anyway. That's what coaches go into halftime and say, listen, no matter what the score is, it's 0-0. We lost that first half. We're down by 21, but we know we didn't lose it in one play. We got to come back and play. Both teams just need to finish. I told you earlier, games aren't won, they're lost. And so those mistakes, that hidden yardage within the game, that fourth down where they could have punted it down, all those kind of things come into play. Just got to try to clean it up on both sides of the ball if you're the Blue Devils or the Wildcats and try to get a victory.
This is your HSS Game of the Week. Mike Rizzo and Jimmy Bell on the call. Again, Coach Bell, legendary coach down here in Palm Beach County, coaching the likes of Devin Hester and 2 Super Bowl winners in the NFL. Now, Coach, from what you've seen in the first half, obviously we play both sides here on your HSS Game of the Week. Who do you lean in the second half if you had a team?
Well, I tell you what, Royal Palm has run the ball very well, and I like what they're doing up front with those big linemen, but you got to clean it up if you can. You got to find a way to get points.
Now, Pahokee takes this. They get it past what looks like too close to the 15-ish yard line, trying to push to the 20, and that's where this drive will start for Pahokee. So it's going to be 1st and 10 near that 15-yard line. We've seen 2 quarterbacks in this game. We've seen Peterson, and we have also seen Uzarius Boswell. Boswell has come in run situations. Peterson is the gunslinger. Boswell has actually fumbled the ball twice in the I formation. Only reason I bring that up is because Pahokee went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, on Royal Palm's 5, and then they also went for it on Royal Palm's 45 at 4th and inches. But, Coach, empty gun. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Peterson, jet sweep pass to Singleton. Singleton pushes forward. Decent gain on the ground there. Will be 2nd down coming up for Pahokee.
Well, you hope as any coach that you can get your running game established, especially early in the season, but that'll carry you throughout because you get in the playoffs, you're Pahokee, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you go up to North Florida when it's 21, 22 degrees, you better be able to run the football, not just from sideline to sideline, but north and south as well.
Peterson back in that empty set, 3 receivers right, 2 left. Singleton, the running back, lined up in that jet sweep slot spot, I'll call it. Peterson looked left and goes right, throws to Boswell. Boswell trying to get close to that 1st down marker. Short gain. 11:05 and going here in the 3rd quarter, and it will be a 3rd and short situation for Pahokee.
You know, a lot of coaches, especially on the early downs, it's like 2nd down, they'll take a shot down the field, even if they don't complete it. What you're saying to the defensive backs, I want you to back up. You're going to respect us deep. If we do complete it, that's great, but that helps your short passing game because the short passing game is no more than an extension of your run game if you can get those passes completed for yards.
7-7, your score, your HSS Game of the Week. Royal Palm hosting Pahokee. Peterson in at quarterback. Again, it's been musical chairs with him and Uzarius Boswell, but Peterson going to get his number called on this important 3rd down. Ball near that 20-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Peterson drops back, looks left, throws, and it could be an interception opportunity. Instead, batting that down and getting a pass deflection was Carmelo Wells. Obvious punt situation here, 4th deep in Pahokee's own territory.
I think Wells just didn't see it. He had the break on it. He actually ran the route better than the receiver did. If he had just been able to lock on that football, I guess that's why he's playing DB, right? If he locks on that ball, he's walking in the end zone.
Yep, but a good stop by Royal Palm. Not sure what the punting situation is going to look like for Pahokee. And now, Coach, what do you see here? Man down, actually.
Yeah, player down.
And that is the man who just had the pass deflection, Carmelo Wells, the senior. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. Once again, my producer back at the City Place Studios, downtown West Palm Beach, our great guy, Damian Perez. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on your HSS Game of the Week.
The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better. better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Clock approaching 10:15, third quarter. 3 and out here. I'm at your mercy, but it's the first possession of the third quarter, and they're going to punt. And, Coach, like I said, not too sure about the punting situation. Royal Palm should be getting good field position. Gunner says snap it. They do. The punt is off, and it's going towards past, rather, the 45, and that's where the upman takes it. He's coming to the near side. He's trying to make something happen out of nothing. He's streaking down the sideline. Demetrius Gibson into the end zone. That is a touchdown. The second touchdown of the game for Demetrius Gibson, and it comes on a punt return. He had the early receiving touchdown, and now he takes that one to pay dirt right off of the punt.
Yeah, that's why you put your receivers back there. Again, he understands how to run in space. The most important thing is nobody peeled back to block. They just got in the guy's way, because that's a 15-yard penalty if you do that, and it's going to take a touchdown off the board. Great job there by Gibson of setting it up. He ran up the middle and then out to the outside on the left side on his sideline.
And, Coach, I could be at your mercy here. It was either Gibson or Roll. The 8 and the 0 look alike. But, folks, whoever it was, great punt return, great touchdown. Keep in mind, too, Demetrius Gibson, who I believe will be on that top 63 list next year, but Roll was on that top 63 list. Regardless, big-time play by a big-time player, and it's 14-7. After that kick. Let's keep things right here. I mean, Coach, that's that is an adrenaline shot to the arm if you're this Royal Palm team.
Well, it was a great punt to begin with. Got a lot of bounce on it. It looked like Pahokee was going to be able to get down and stop him, but all of a sudden, Royal Palm had it set up to their sideline, and that's mainly the way you do it. You want to run it to your sideline where all the positive numbers are. Nobody from Pahokee stayed outside to keep containment. Everybody was inside. Royal Palm, again, didn't peel back on that block. That was huge, because they could have very easily hit someone, and that would have been a 15-yard penalty and taken the touchdown off the board.
Now 9:55, Pahokee going to get the ball right back. And like I said, that first half, truly, that 7-7 tie was the story. Both teams fizzled out deep in the other's territory. But now Royal Palm striking first in the second half. We'll have to see if Pahokee is able to respond in a big way. Now Pahokee's got two guys back ready to receive it. Mari Singleton being one of them. And now we're, I believe, just waiting for things to get going here. We had some craziness at halftime. And now the referee says we're good to go. And, Coach, they listen to you about that pooch kick. And that one will roll to Singleton. Singleton blasting forward, trying to get to the 30-yard line. Ball popped out, but he was down. And it'll be spotted right at the 30 for Pahokee. Now, Coach, what's head coach Carlos Lamons telling that offensive huddle before they come out onto the field?
Well, he knows they've got to establish something up front, not just run. They've got to be able to throw the ball, because these defensive backs from the Wildcats are challenging them up on the line of scrimmage. So if you can beat a guy down the sideline, just get it up in space, throw the 50-50 ball. Hopefully your guys can get it, and you try to get some chunk plays down the field.
Clock frozen at 9:46. Again, Peterson and Boswell have been interchanging a quarterback, but since the second half has started, it has been all Peterson. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. In the backfield is Singleton. Peterson claps, gets the snap, looks right. He's in trouble, eludes the pressure, throws off, that caught! Big time catch! Into the 50-yard line! That's Corian Davis. Pahokee's got a lot of skill players that could make an impact, and Corian Davis, the latest here, big-time play for Pahokee.
Yeah, we saw that, 2 weeks ago up at Vero. Again, you got Champ Mons. A lot of pressure's coming to him. He's poised in the pocket. You can't teach that. If a guy has that nerves of steel, that's an innate ability that he's been blessed with on that play. Peterson keeps his eyes down the field, finds his guy wide open, and got a big first down.
To Coach's point, very good pocket presence by a young player in Peterson. And it's Braylon Peterson. I mean, I got 8th grade here on the class. I'm going to call him a freshman, though. 8:55, 8:54. Peterson, quick sling to the left. And again on the run is Corian Davis. He's past the HSS first down, sticks, and will bring it all the way to the 30 of Royal Palm. Coach, just get the ball to Davis.
Yeah, get it in the flat. I mean, quickly, get it out. Again, he may be an 8th grader because they're middle seniors, middle high school. So they may have some 8th graders.
Coach Peterson, I got him. Braylon Peterson, it says 8th grade. Now, I got it from Max Prep. I'm at everybody's mercy here. I was unable to attain rosters on site.
Yeah.
But I got Max Preps, and listen, 8th grade. We saw it last week. Ratas, who came in for Jack Williams, the top quarterback at St. Andrews, Ratas was an 8th grader at St. Andrews. So, we've seen things like that before, but listen, he ain't playing like an 8th grader, Coach. If that's an 8th grader, wow. And now a swing toss to the right, fighting for yards is Singleton, close to that HSS first down marker, going to wait for a spot. Pahokee driving. They're down 14-7, 8:31 and ticking in the third quarter.
Well, they've figured out here in the second half, they being Pahokee, that they've got to throw the football, and that's what they've been doing. Out of the 6 plays that they run, 4 have been passes. Get the ball out in space to some of these talented receivers. Give them a chance. Defensive backs are not as well keen this time of the season to make tackles. Get it out in space. Force them to win the game on the edge offensively if you're a defense. And then on the other side, put a lot of pressure on these defensive backs.
8:03, 8:02 and counting. Second and short coming up. 3 receivers left. Peterson drops back in the shotgun, looks left, throws left, and he throws this one out of bounds. Nobody open on the far side. Will be 3rd and short coming up. A couple of Royal Palm supporters want want grounding. Never going to happen. There are 2 receivers in the vicinity. But, Coach, that's why we call them fans.
Yeah, of course. That's why they're up here with us. Again, they're trying to make calls that they make in the NFL. Guys taking his hands and waving over his head, but they're not going to call that. Listen, this is high school. The rules are a little bit different, but, again, they did make the call against Royal Palm.
And now it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be a 1st and goal situation for the Blue Devils. And Brian Rowitz, who I call the czar of high school football here in the area, my boss and program director of ESPN 106.3, Coach Bell, he confirms that he is an 8th grader in Peterson. Peterson slings it to Singleton. Singleton bulldozing forward towards the first down marker. Coach Pahokee trying to knock this one in.
You got to love it. Again, be able to answer, because sometimes you're going to get hit with a haymaker, and all of a sudden you got to go back down the field. They call sudden change. Coaches talk about it all the time, but you got to live it and then try to make the plays when you can.
They're going to call him short of the first down marker, and now we have an injury timeout on the field. The young man on the ground, TJ McCall, we hope everything is all right there. Let's take a timeout here on your HSS Game of the Week on ESPN 106.3.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
When it comes to your back and neck, there's no room for compromise. You need expertise you can trust, and that's HSS, the best in orthopedics, providing spine care for over 160 years. Our specialists focus on you using advanced diagnostics, minimally invasive techniques, and tailored rehab plans to get you moving again. For something as important as your spine, choose the leaders from the best in orthopedics locally in South Florida. hss.edu/Florida.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
2nd and short. Ball at the 5-yard line of Royal Palm. We need coach to put those glasses back on. Peterson rolls right, throws right, and dropped. So an interesting play call. One would think maybe a handoff to Singleton, but, Coach, we've been in this situation before with Pahokee, and they fumbled it. Remember, Boswell came in that I formation, spit the ball out. Royal Palm got it back on their own 5 and drove 95 yards for a touchdown. And now we have another injured player, and this one is going to be a Pahokee Blue Devil. Get you a number here in a second. But, Coach, what do you want to see here on 3rd and inches coming up for Pahokee?
Well, I tell you what, you're down in this situation. You're not looking for the best football player. You're looking for the best matchup. Can you get a one-on-one outside with a talented receiver against a smaller defensive back, or can you get a running back out in the flat and throw in the football? If you're not going to run it, you might as well try to get your quarterback on the edge. He's a young guy. He hasn't seen a lot of football, so you got to be very careful and try to protect him from himself.
The man down is Jabari Jones, and I believe it's just cramps. They're going to stretch him out. We got the Baptist trainers on the sideline. But again, 14-7.
You got to get me to your eye doctor. Can you see the frost on these windows?
Yeah.
And
Coach, you can pull it up.
Well,
now here, let me explain the situation.
Okay.
Coach Bell and I, we're at Royal Palm, and we appreciate our friends at Royal Palm because they got air conditioning for us.
They do.
And more often than not, Coach Bell and I are sweating in about 95-degree heat here in August. Hold on, Coach. Let's see. Let it go on your end.
I don't think it'll stay.
No. Hold on. Stay. Let go. Nope.
I'll hold it.
Oh, Coach.
Put a couple of 20s in here. Don't hold it.
I'll tell you what. Coach Bell and I on your HSS game of the week. 6:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pahokee knocking on the door 14-7. Coach, you're in the shotgun. What do you think is going to happen here on 3rd and short?
3rd down and short. Again, you can give it inside to the running back, or, again, use a run-pass option. That's what I would do, especially if I trust my young quarterback.
One receiver right, one receiver left. Peterson hands it off, and it looks like he's not going to get it. Here are the Royal Palm supporters, and it'll be another 4th down, think about it situation for head coach Carlos Lamons. Coach, would you think maybe a field goal here?
No, they're not going to kick a field goal. They probably don't have a field goal kicker. But the bottom line is run pass option. Give yourself an option. Fake it in there, make the linebacker step up, and throw the ball behind him. You're not going to run through the middle of this defense. All of your success running the ball has been on the edge.
6:23 and counting. 3rd quarter action, 14-7. Pahokee trying to respond with a touchdown of their own. Royal Palm took a punt return. And I actually do, folks, have a name. It was Demetrius Roll. So it was Roll on the punt return for Royal Palm. But we have a 4th down situation. One receiver right, one receiver left. And we have a delay of game. And it is a delay of game. So, Coach, going to be 4th and about 7 coming up instead of 4th and short. Does this? You mentioned you don't think they have a field goal kicker, but does this maybe change things for Pahokee?
I mean, if he couldn't kick it at 25, he's not going to kick it at 32. So
I don't see Peterson coming out onto the field, and now both teams are going to the sideline. Could be our hydration break presented by Culligan. Let's take 30 seconds to figure it out on your HSS game of the week. Hey, Dame, you there?
Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Coach Bell has made some friends here outside the press box as we try to figure out the window situation. But what Carlos Lamons and this Pahokee offense needs to figure out is what they're going to do on 4th and 7. And Coach, they are going to kick it. The kicker is Jesus Preto. What do you call this field goal, Coach? What, 20 what? What do you think?
What is that, on the 10?
And now Preto kicks it, puts it up, and puts it in.
27-yarder. I like it. I told you they're going to kick a field goal.
We weren't sure, to be fair, we weren't sure if they had a place kicker, honest to God.
I was just setting you up, buddy. I knew they were going to kick it.
Yeah, honest to God. We didn't have much of a clue. And now we have a 14-10 ball game, and we appreciate our staff here at Royal Palm helping us out, getting that window going for Coach Bell. And, Coach, you got a perfect vantage point to sit down now.
Yeah. You rest the knees a little bit.
You can sit down now and take a look outside of your window.
Yes, sir.
As the fog is settling in here in Palm Beach County in a hot August day. Almost to September, Coach. Crazy to think. I thought summer just started.
We're a few hours away, brother.
14-10. Pahokee going to kick it back off. Pahokee red zone issues tonight, Coach. Second straight time they weren't able to figure out things close to their 5-yard line. They stalled out there at about their 7. And then I've been mentioning all night, since that beginning of the second quarter, Pahokee on that 4th and 1 fumbled. And now I think we're going to have to redo this kickoff as we have whistles. Waiting on a signal from the referee. Again, this is your HSS Game of the Week. Mike Rizzo and Jimmy Bell on the call. And now we will do the re-kickoff. .5:58 to go, 14-10. Again, that score. Royal Palm on top. Coach, do you think Royal Palm just had to shake off that little rust to maybe get things going here?
It looks that way.
You mentioned that, it was a long time since they played a game.
Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, again, they have a lot of talent on both sides for Royal Palm and for Pahokee, but Royal Palm is expected to win this game by all measures because of the size of the school, the number of players that have transferred in. They're double the size of Pahokee. Pahokee's just tough, though. They're tough physically. So, again, you wonder the law of attrition. Will they wear down as the game goes on, or at some point will Pahokee find a way to even out the score with their speed and their talent?
And now the kickoff is off. And the Upman receives it for Royal Palm. Last time we had a special teams was a touchdown on a punt return, and Roll will take this one down close to the 36-yard line.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first offensive play for Royal Palm?
It is. First offensive play. We had a punt return.
Wow.
Pahokee dominated possession basically all quarter. They went 3 and out on their first possession, and then they got the ball back, drained about 6 or 7 minutes, and now Royal Palm going to try to extend that lead. It's 14-10. Pahokee able to get that field goal, and now we have another player down, and Coach hydration really settling in here.
Well, I'll tell you what, any coach, I don't care how long you've been doing it, your players have to get hydrated before the day of the game. You talk about it all week. You hope they don't get the sugary drinks in them because this is when it tells on them on Friday night. If you've never had cramps really badly, I'm telling you, it's something you'll never forget. So coaches talk about it all week. Players just have to buy into it.
And now, Coach, we got the player taken care of, and Brown will lead this offense back out onto the field again, setting up shop at the 35-yard line. 5:51 to go. They got a 4-point lead over Pahokee. Brown in the shotgun. As now we get the whistle to say we can play. One receiver right, one receiver left. Takes the snap, hands it off. This is Roll. Roll already has a special teams touchdown. Almost Billy bounced that one to the far side, but that'll be good enough for an HSS first down. Quick 12-yard run right off the bat.
The real deal. I mean, just great vision. Get in the hole, make guys miss, give him a leg and take it back very quickly. Did Roll on that play, but he ran toward the defender, ran away from color, and got his team a first down.
5:27 and counting. Officials setting the sticks on that far side. Brown still in the shotgun with Roll to his right. One receiver left, two receivers right. Brown claps, takes the snap, hands it off, roll again. Roll past the line of scrimmage, pushing forward for about 3 yards. Short gain on first, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Got to like it. Again, you get them in a short yardage situation, especially on 2nd down. Not in this case, but when you do, if you're Royal Palm, you got to try to pull one out and throw it down the field. I mean, that's just my mindset as an offensive coordinator. But this running game is pounding them. They got 5 big guys up front. They're putting a lot of pressure on this defensive line from Pahokee.
So 2nd and 7. Ball almost to the 50-yard line. I'll call it the 49.5. Brown claps, gets the snap, fakes, throws, middle of the field. Woods dropped.
That's what I'm talking about. He dropped it. You got to put it on this guy, right? But if you don't throw it that far out in front of him, it's a great play. Again, putting it in there, making the linebacker step up, thinking they see run, and then you pop it behind them. Big play if they make that connection.
And, Coach, this has been a run-heavy Royal Palm team. That was a good try there by Royal Palm to keep that defense on their toes. They're expecting run. They're loading the box. Try to hit him there, and it was dropped. Clock frozen at 4:31.
You know, coaches have a million plays in the playbooks. Trust me, we draw stuff all on napkins and everything. But it's not what you have, it's when you call it. You got to know when to make that decision on that play action, and that was a good call there on 2nd down. They just didn't get it completed. 2
receivers left, 1 right. Brown drops back, throws left, and caught this time by Amari Woods. Woods close to the 35-yard line, and he's going to be brought down there deep into Pahokee territory now. Good catch and run there.
I like it. You got to think about it. Listen, when I put it on my guy in this catch radius right where he can put his hands on it, he's going to make the play, and that was a great play offensively. A lot of time to scan the field. Great completion.
Let's call that the 36-yard line. Royal Palm set up with a 1st and 10 situation. An HSS first down on the recent play to Woods. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Brown in the shotgun. Roll to his right. Takes the snap. Quarterback keeper, and Brown blasting forward. Another HSS first down. And down close to the 20-yard line. Got to wait and see where the officials will spot it. But, Coach, first big run for the quarterback, Brown, tonight.
I like it. Play design for the quarterback. Again, you've been giving it to your running back all night long. All of a sudden, he becomes the lead blocker for your quarterback. Good speed there. Great illusion on that play there. You want to keep running the football if you're Royal Palm.
Ball on the 21-yard line of Pahokee. Royal Palm is rolling. A little run, a little pass. This has by far been their best drive of the night. Can they cap it off with a touchdown? 3:15 and rolling in the 3rd quarter. They're on top 14-10 on your HSS game of the week. Mike Rizzo and Coach Bell on the call. Brown, low snap, hands it off. Roll, blasting forward. Somersaults close to the 1st down mark. Got to wait and see what the officials say. But another good play for Royal Palm.
You got to give it to Royal Palm up front. They have said, this is our identity, this is what we do, and we're going to show you why we're the best at it. I laughed earlier when the Royal Palm fans said they were going to the playoffs. I think they'll be around if they keep getting better.
Going to be 2nd and short after the spottage of the ball, and it looks like we have a timeout. We will get clarification on who the timeout goes to. Let's take 30 seconds on your HSS game of the week.
At HSS, movement is their specialty. Their team of experts provide personalized treatment options backed by over 160 years of orthopedic expertise. Whether you need advanced non-surgical solutions, surgical care, or comprehensive rehabilitation, HSS Florida delivers the exceptional quality care you expect from HSS, the nation's #1 in orthopedics. With 3 locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and now Jupiter, expert care has never been closer to home. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
So it was a Pahokee timeout. And now we're going to have our 2nd and short situation for Royal Palm after that. What do you think Carlos Lamons was telling his team in that huddle down 14-10, Coach?
Well, he realized you can never remove a tourniquet when you're bleeding. And right now they're bleeding. He's got to find a way to stop the bleeding. Run blitz early on the downs. Try to get in the backfield and make some plays with your defense.
2nd and short. Brown will keep it on a quarterback keeper read option. He gets past the 1st down sticks, pushing towards the end zone. That'll be an HSS first down. It'll be a first and goal situation close to the 5-yard line. Brown looking confident this drive, Coach.
That he is. And again, you know this offensive line can block up front. They're making a statement. This is the way they're going to have to play throughout the season because they're going to face some bigger, more physical teams than Pahokee. Right now they got Pahokee on the ropes because they're smaller, more athletic, but they're able to run the ball right up the middle of the field.
So 2:22 and counting. Royal Palm trying to go up 2 scores late in the third quarter. Again, 2:15 and going in the third. Royal Palm up 14-10. Brown now. Actually, this is a Wildcat with Roll. Roll will take it. Tries to get past the goal line, and he'll be thrown back. The Pahokee defense stepping up with a little oomph there. And it'll be second and down coming up after that Wildcat situation.
Got another guy down here. Looks like he's from Pahokee.
And now it's another cramp, so let's take a quick 30-second timeout on our HSS game of the week.
With the Ford crew. Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Royal Palm High School. Pahokee and Royal Palm. Royal Palm up 14-10, third quarter. 1:53 left to go in the third. We still have our young man trying to get stretched out on that sideline. Cramps and disgusting weather setting in. Now, Coach, you're going to have to explain this to me.
Okay.
How are these young people able to wear sweatpants and a hoodie in 95-degree weather? Coach, I would be sweating at an alarming rate. And they're not even sweating. I give them credit. They're cold. Coach, they're cold in 95 in humidity. I've never seen anything like that. Is something I had to get used to moving down here to West Palm Beach.
Yeah,
I sweat standing, let alone in a hoodie and a sweatpants. I give these kids credit, man. I could not do it. Could not do it, Coach.
They do it every day.
Wow.
And I'm totally confused as to why. I said, "You're not hot." No, I'm not hot. So hey, but now here on third down, was it third down?
Yep.
All right.
No, second down.
Okay, see.
Once again, 14-10, 1:53 to go in the third.
So at what point do you put it in there and you pull it out, send one of your guys to the flat, one of these running backs? Again, they're going to be coming up, cheating up for the run. If I'm Royal Palm, I got to try one here at some point to back them up. We may get a touchdown on it as well.
Brown in the shotgun, roll to his right. Brown claps, snaps, toss sweep to Roll, and he is stuffed. Roll going backwards on that one. Now it'll be third down in an interesting situation for Royal Palm. Coach, that was the Steve Sarkisian sweep that Texas ran 2 years ago in the college football playoff. They got absolutely bamboozled. But now third down, what are you doing?
Well, that was a play I would have done, any kind of play action, because they were expecting a run. So here on third down, if they get any penetration, that play is over. You got to try to put the ball in the air.
They think it pass? They think it pass here, Pahokee defense?
Well, they probably won't be. They're coming. They're going to bring guys off the edge. But, again, if I'm Royal Palm, now they've gone to the spread formation.
Could be four-down territory as well. Maybe another run. Try to set up another short run. We've seen both teams step up on fourth down tonight. Brown takes the snap, and he's sacked. Lunch blasting off of the edge for Pahokee. Trying to get a number. Coach, he's down. He made the sack, and he's down. That could be Damian Harris, the senior linebacker, and it is. But Harris came off untouched on that edge. And we hope everything is all right with that fantastic linebacker who made an unbelievable play on the sack.
Yeah, that's why I told you. They're coming off the edge. They're going to bring pressure because they know if anything leaks out, gets behind them, it's a touchdown. But on that play right there, he probably just fell on top of the quarterback and, again, knocked the wind out of it. Hopefully that's all it is. But Royal Palm had a chance there A golden down was second down. That's when you're going to fake it in there and give it up. First or second down. You wait the third down, trust me, they're bringing pressure.
44 seconds to go in the third quarter. Let's take a minute timeout on our HSS game of the week.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Welcome back to your HSS Game of the Week. Royal Palm up 14-10. Looks like they will be kicking a field goal. We still have Damarian Harris down on the far side. Coach and I were talking about the Wildcat formation. We've seen Pahokee run it tonight. We've seen Royal Palm run it tonight. Now, unless it's Darren McFadden and the Arkansas Razorbacks circa 2007, Coach, I think the Wildcat is a waste of time. You're a fan. As a Dolphin fan, you love the Ronnie Brown Wildcat.
Man, I talked to Bill Belichick just last week. He's still trying to figure out what they were doing to him that day. So, Ronnie and Ricky, I'm not talking about Bill and DeVoe, the new edition group. I'm talking about Ronnie and Ricky. Come on, Ronnie and Ricky. Man, they ran that thing to perfection.
Coach, that was one of the first college football seasons I really remember absolutely paying attention to. Now, obviously, my Buckeyes won in 2002, and I was 9 years old. But fast forward to the year after, Ronnie Brown, Carnell Cadillac Williams,
Yes,
Aaron Rodgers at Cal. We had a ton of star power come in that 2004 draft. All right, we're kicking a field goal here. Another about 20, 25-yard field goal. Royal Palm steps into it, blocked! So that kick blocked. And Pahokee trying to get some of that momentum back. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. A touchdown could give them the lead.
That's why you play every play as if it were your last, because if they kick that field goal, they go up by 7. So you got to be able to play. You put your best players on special teams. I remember Frank Beamer saying special players play on special teams. And that's how you have to play. You can't just put a guy out there just to say he's getting playing time, because that may be the difference in the game.
To that point, Coach, I remember Antonio Brown returning kicks for the Steelers back in the day. I remember Odell Beckham Jr. in his prime for the New York Giants returning kicks. And now, as a Cleveland Brown fan, Joshua Cribbs, and as someone who coached Devin Hester, Coach, talk about a special player, returning kicks for the Chicago Bears all those years.
And again, you think about it, guys like Hester,
wow,
he has an ability that most guys, can only dream of. The ability to run away from color, see, great vision, and just that explosion. I remember we were down at
and a throw to the far sideline, but, Coach, that's going to be holding. But keep going on that story.
I remember we were at Pahokee. John Ford, if he's listening, former coach of Pahokee High School, he'll remember this. We threw a throwback screen to Hester, and he was running so fast. He was number 23. He was running so fast you couldn't even see his number in the back. It was just going so fast. And he's still running through the end zone about 25 years later.
You win that game, Coach?
Come on now. That's how we do it. Yeah, man. Hey, I didn't have much, but we played hard, and
yes,
my guys gave me all they had, and I really appreciate the opportunity to coach some great players, man. It was a blessing.
Again, Coach Bell coaching 2 Super Bowl winners and the likes of Devin Hester, legendary coach here in Palm Beach County. Now, something Coach would hate is a first down holding call, and that's exactly what happened to Pahokee after they caught all that momentum after blocking that field goal. And I got zeros on the quarter, and I believe that is the end of the quarter. 14-10, Royal Palm on top of Pahokee. Can Royal Palm hold on to the 4-point lead, or is Pahokee going to come from behind and possibly win this game? Let's take a 60-second timeout on your HSS Game of the Week, ESPN 106.3.
with a hope for something better. At Flagler Credit Union, we're here to help turn those dreams into reality by investing in families and neighbors in our community. Because to us, it's never just about banking, it's about people. Whether you're dreaming of a new car, a home, your child's education, or a well-earned retirement, Flagler Credit Union is here for you. Flagler Credit Union, fulfilling dreams through better banking. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Start of the fourth quarter, 14-10. Pahokee trying to fight back and take the lead here. They're on their own 10-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. Peterson steps up in the pocket. Rolls right, throws, middle of the field, caught! What a throw on the run, and what a catch. On the catch for Pahokee, number 9, Samuel Harrigan. And Harrigan had that beautiful toe tap on the far side earlier in the game. I'm impressed by this young quarterback, Coach. That was a good throw on the run and good pocket presence again.
Yeah, you got to be, because, again, keeping his head down the field. A lot of quarterbacks, when they come out of the pocket, they just want to run. Well, you got a guy 20 yards down the field. Throw it to him. He's further down. So, way to keep your eyes down the field, young quarterback.
11:26 and counting left in the game. Pahokee down 4. Peterson in the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Hands off to Singleton. Singleton blasts forward, about a 2-yard gain there. Going to be 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know what Pahokee has to rely on is not putting the game in the hands of this young quarterback, even though he's made some plays. They've got to be able to run the football, but give him some easy throws out to the flat very quickly, get the ball out of his hand, kind of like they did a couple weeks ago with Champ Mons. Even though he's a senior quarterback, he's seen a lot more football, but just try to get the ball out of his hands very quickly and help his offense.
So 2nd and 8. Fourth quarter action, 10:41 and rolling, 14-10. Royal Palm on top of Pahokee. 2 receivers left, 3 receivers right. Peterson in the empty gun. Peterson takes a snap, quick bubble screen to the right end, blasted. Wow, what a play by the Royal Palm defense. They sniffed that out, and going backwards was number 0 for Pahokee, Uzarius Boswell.
Well, that's what I was talking about, getting the ball out quickly, but you got to block for it. You know, guys on the edge have got to block. Other receivers that are out there, you're not catching the ball. You got to block that defensive back to keep him from getting to your receiver.
So that ball was spotted out of bounds. 10:25 clock frozen, a big 3rd down. And, Coach, I'm going to call it 10. I've been calling it 8. But that ball right at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10 coming up for Pahokee. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver right. Singleton the back. Peterson claps, gets the snap, rolls right, on the run, throws right, and ball dropped and almost intercepted. Hitting it in the hands was Uzarius Boswell. He wasn't ready for it, and this is an obvious punt situation, 4th and 10, ball on Pahokee's own 35-yard line.
Yeah, Peterson put it right on him very quickly, but, again, if he gets that down, you probably get a first down out of it. Defensive backs are there, but the receiver's running away from them. You got to put it right in their catch radius, right in their hands, not extend them too much like Peterson did on that play.
Now, Coach, 10:18 left to go here. Carlos Lamon's going to have to trust his defense to get his lads off of the field.
That he is. You got to try to get it out, one step, punt it. Make sure you get guys down now because they can return punts. So make sure you get guys down. If he's smart, he punts it out of bounds. You realize that Gibson and all these guys can return the ball. Keep it away from him. Take that possession away from him.
Demetrius, to Coach's point, Demetrius Roll returned a punt right after the first possession of the second half for Pahokee. It was a 7-7 ball game, returned it for a touchdown. So we've seen special team, as Coach says, special players on special teams. Roll's their best offensive weapon, and he absolutely made Pahokee pay with that punt return. Let's do our scoring drive, or rather, let's go through our scoring plays, or scoring summary on your HSS game of the week. It was a pick six early for Pahokee. Pahokee first drive of the game on a third down. It was number 21, Zion Gilbert, jumping around. He took it home for 6, 7-0. Pahokee gets another stop, forces Royal Palm to go 3 and out. Coach, they get that ball, and they drive it all the way to the 5-yard line of Royal Palm. 4th and inches. Uzarius Boswell in the game at quarterback. There's musical chairs early in the game. Boswell sneaked it, didn't get it, fumbled it. Royal Palm took over. They scored a touchdown. Halftime happens. Pahokee goes 3 and out, 7-7. As I mentioned, Roll takes the punt return in for a touchdown. And then the following possession, Pahokee kicks 3. And here we are, 14-10. And now we're waiting for Pahokee to punt in. That's why I asked Coach, Carlos Lamon's going to rely on his defense to get a stop and get off of the field. 10-18 to go in the game.
Yeah, he has to, but you've got to be smart on this. You don't want to kick the ball in the field of play, because if they set up that return again to their sideline, it's going to be trouble for you. Kick it as far as you can. I'm telling my kicker, we practiced that all week, kick it out of bounds to take that element away. It won't be a surprise if you put it in their hands, because they're probably going to run it back the other way.
And, folks, appearing off of that far sideline, T.J. McCall getting carried off of the field with an apparent leg injury. We hope everything is all right with the senior. But now play resumed. And the Pahokee punter getting ready to hopefully send this one deep for them. And he gets it, and he boots it. Good punt. Going towards the 30-yard line, and that's where it'll bounce. Takes a more of a friendly bounce all the way to the 25-yard line. Good punt, Coach.
Yeah, didn't outkick his coverage that time, because the last time he kicked it and they didn't have a chance to cover down the field, and that's why they were able to run it back, set up the return for a touchdown.
You burning clock here?
If I'm Royal Palm, yeah, I'm going to run the football. They can't stop me from running it. I'm going to just run it right up the gut and force them to use their timeouts and find a way defensively to adjust. If they come up and try to stop the run, I'm just going to fake it in there and throw it down the field like we did down by the end zone.
Yep, and Coach is referring to the Demetrius Gibson catch and run for a touchdown. Caught it at about the 8, made a spin move, made 2 players miss, and walked it into Pater. But Royal Palm, Coach was tracking it earlier. Their first 15 plays, they ran 13 of them. So they like to run the ball. 10:05, clock frozen. 1st and 10, ball on the 25. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Handoff. This is Roll. Roll cuts forward for about a gain of 7. And it'll be 2nd and 3 coming up for Royal Palm.
And that's why you run the football. If you can get 5-6 yards on first down, it makes it easy for any play caller. You can call anything in your playbook.
And now we have a hydration break, I'm going to call it. Let's take 30 seconds for a hydration break presented by Culligan on your HSS Game of the Week.
At HSS, movement is our specialty. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior, or just trying to stay active, injuries and pain can keep you from moving the way you want. Our orthopedic specialists provide personalized treatment options for sports injuries, joint pain, spine care, and more. From non-surgical care to surgery and rehabilitation, with locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and Jupiter. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
After a good first down run, going to be 2nd and short for the Royal Palm offense. Clock rolling now at 9:24. Handoff, far side, rolling past, getting past midfield, still on his feet to the 35, and a big-time run for Demetrius Roll. And with 9:12 to go, Royal Palm going to be set up now. The referees are pointing to the Pahokee side, and now it's going to be a penalty on Royal Palm. They were actually, I think, going to talk to Carlos Lamons.
They're called holding on
And
that.
it's a hold.
Yeah.
So, Coach, a 2nd and 4 will turn into a 2nd and 14. That was a good run there on that far side by Roll, Coach. Caught a couple of blocks.
Yeah, he's a real deal. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I heard a lot about him before the game started, and he has shown why people are excited about the way he runs the football. Next level. Gets to the edge of the defense, even though they called a hold on that play. And if you don't stop him, he's going to keep going.
Coach was here in state championship.
That's what they told me
before the game.
I'm telling you, man.
Who's in there? Give me who's in their region. Who do they have to go
St.
through?
Thomas.
Okay.
State champ West Boca, double state champ West Boca, the Lakeland Dreadnoughts, and
now Lakeland are the Pouncey brothers.
Yeah, and Chris Rainey.
And obviously the Pouncey brothers aren't there. That's where they went, folks. Now Brown in the shotgun throws right. It's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up. Coach, that's a loaded. That is a loaded division there.
Well, what happened was, what most people don't understand is they went from 8 classes in Florida down to 6. So some of those big schools that you saw in the 8A have now dropped down to 5 and 6A.
A lot of restructuring.
Right. Every 2 years. They're going to do it every 2 years. So there will be a realignment. And some of the schools that, like, for example, Newman and Chaminade dominated their class, 2A. Now Carroll City's in that class. So it's a little bit different. It's going to be real funky this year, I'm telling you. I want to see what happens.
And then the high school tournament, the top 8 teams making it in the state. That's also something to look at, too.
Yeah.
And now we have a timeout again. Let's take a 30-second timeout on your HSS game of the week.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
8:39 to go in the ball game. Royal Palm up 14-10. Royal Palm had a 30-yard run by Demetrius Rice, get called back for holding. They didn't do anything on 2nd down. It was an incomplete pass. Now 3rd down coming up for Palm. And I'm actually at your mercy. After the penalty, they spotted it going to be about 3rd and 7-ish coming up for Royal Palm. And they hand it off and roll, trying to roll forward. Got to see where this ball is spotted. I say short. I'm going to wait for a referee signal. Clock rolling at 8:19. Still haven't gotten a signal on the far side, and now we do. It is 4th down. Punt, Coach, right?
No doubt. I mean, I wouldn't roll the dice here. You may line up in a formation to try to get them to jump offside.
Yep.
But I'm never going to snap this football right here.
And we have seen that. I am getting word from ESPN 106.3's own Theo Dorsey. You can listen to him, theoretically speaking, 2 to 4 on ESPN 106.3. Vero Beach is up 31-7 at halftime, Coach. 31-7.
I'm shocked.
And they're playing Atlantic?
No, I'm not shocked at all.
Coach, 31-7, though. I am a little shocked about that score line.
Vero's built different. I mean, that's just the way they are. So, again, when you got the best quarterback in the South in Champ Mons, a guy that I haven't seen a lot of guys do it the way that he does, that's what you're supposed to do. You're at home. Atlantic, you know, I love Atlantic, but they're a little inconsistent at times. But you go up to Vero, you got to be ready to play.
And, Coach, we saw them front and center week 0 action against Cardinal Newman.
Yeah.
I give Newman credit. Their defense kept them in that game all game long, but we saw the star power by Mons, who actually did throw a red zone interception.
He did.
It could have been as worse as 28-7, but that Newman defense showed a little pride, and they were able to get that ball for their offense. And obviously Cardinal Newman losing their quarterback in Hewley, losing a lot from that state championship team. I think towards the end of the season, Newman will be a team you won't want to see. But, Coach, I make my ESPN West Palm top 10 every week. I am the only ESPN West Palm teammate that puts Vero at number 1 over West Boca. 7:44 and counting. 4th down. They're going for it, Coach. Pushing forward. I got to wait for a signal. You surprised they rolled the dice there?
I am. I'm really surprised.
14-10 again. And it is an HSS first down. So a short run. I believe that was Brown, Coach, on a keeper or a good direct quarterback snap sneak. And now, Pahokee's got 2 timeouts, so if they burned a timeout already, they have 2 timeouts. That clock's going to keep rolling at 7:29 and going.
Well, somebody's living right at Royal Palm because that was a great spot. Because the field is wet, right, from rain earlier,
Yes.
and he actually slipped. He almost fell there, but the official gave him a great spot.
Now, Coach, I've been complaining about it a little bit, too, about the inconsistencies of the spots and what's a first down and not. But Royal Palm given a first, and 7:05, that clock rolls. They're up 14-10, and Brown immediately throws it out. And you think that's roughing the passer on that. And so Pahokee going to get a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. I mean, Coach, that is just disastrous.
But I told you earlier, games aren't won, they're lost. Those type of hidden, that 15 yards is hidden yardage in a game, and that's what guys start to do when they get outside the framework of what you put in place. Systems in and of themselves don't fail. It's the players and people within those systems that make it fail. So you have to find a way to get the guys with the right mindset to come out here and play every week. It's tough. These are 15, 16-year-old kids.
And, Coach, they haven't moved the ball. And now the referee, I believe, is going to make a decision here. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, he threw the flag. He didn't wave it off. So
Have they moved the ball? Am I losing my mind here?
No, he didn't move the ball.
So So they called a roughing the passer, but they have not moved the ball forward yet. And now the referees pick up the ball again. And now we're moving it. Coach, 6:31, clock's going. That's the only reason I'm saying what I'm saying. The clock's going. This is helping Royal Palm. And now a fumble off of a reverse and going to ground and taking the loss is Samari Curry. Coach, a disaster.
Whew, I tell you.
That's cute. They get a little too cute.
Yeah. I mean, in this industry, we call it KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And, again, you're running north and south. They haven't stopped you all night. You haven't gone sideline to sideline in 2 quarters. We're just trying to run a clock here and get out of here. You're up 14-10. I don't understand it.
Keep it simple.
Stupid.
I like that.
Yeah, KISS.
Coach, we're gonna use that all season long on our HSS Games of the Week on ESPN 106.3. And now another timeout. I haven't seen a signal on for who. I could only assume Pahokee, who's trying to stop the bleeding and trying to stop the clock. Damian Perez back at the City Play Studios downtown West Palm Beach. Let's take 30 seconds on your HSS Game of the Week.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey,
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Scores around Palm Beach County. Vero up 31-7 over Atlantic. And Coach, you got a Suncoast update?
Wow. Dr. Juan Garcia, 50. Suncoast. Hadn't scored yet.
And obviously, Coach is former Suncoast coach. Got a lot of pride for that school.
Yeah, that's my alma mater as well. So.
And now your son goes there, plays in the band.
Yeah, it breaks my heart to see it, but it's an academic school, people.
5:42 and rolling. Coach Bell is getting that off the direct snap is Brown, and he's got to stay in bounds. Someone tell that young man, and he rolls out of bounds. I'm going to have to see what the referees decide to call that, inbounds or out of bounds, Coach.
He was winding it, so hopefully the clock is still running. That's a signal he gave.
Yep. 5:23 and going. Good eyes there. Tell you, Coach Bell, your wife gets you those glasses. They look good on you.
You like these?
Yeah, look good on you.
I don't know if they look good on me, but
look good
they
on
work
you.
a little bit. Yeah.
Look good on you.
I'm getting younger, man. I don't see
you are.
as well, so, I have to have things like this.
So 5:08 and going. Going to be a third and about a 13 situation. I'm all sorts of confused, Coach. I don't know why those sticks are that far. I'm at your mercy, folks. I'm not one to complain about officiating. I truly not understand some of the operations that are going on tonight. But it'll be a third and long situation for Royal Palm. And they're not going to run, Coach. Brown's in an empty gun. They're trying to get a first down and end this game. Brown on third and long, goes right, looks right, throws, and into trouble. But it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a punting situation. Coach, we're going to have a drive for Pahokee that could possibly have them take the lead with under 5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
I'm not a bobbing head dog, but I know you see me shaking my head over here. No. We're running clock here.
Yes.
We're going to force them to use timeouts. We're going to run as much time as we can. Why throw it down there and take a chance and get an interception? Just run the football, punt it, and get out of here. You got a great punter.
And sure enough, on fourth down, they will punt, but the problem is clock stopped. Coach's point. Coach Lamons didn't have to get his hand forced on if he wanted to call a timeout. And back there, ready to receive it for Pahokee, is number 2, DeCorian Jones. And that one will go out of bounds right at the 45, actually we're going to call it the 46-yard line. Close to midfield, Coach. Going to be really good field position for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, went off the side of his foot on the punt there. They had done a great job of punting all night long, but that one was shanked. Again, you gave them an opportunity to stop clock, lose 2 or 3 minutes if you run it there, but they stopped the clock here. Now it gives Pahokee a chance to try to go down and take the lead.
What do you want to see from Pahokee here, Coach, on a drive to possibly win the game?
Well, they know you want to run the football, so you've got to be able to, again, throw short passes, but get it down the field. Not sideline to sideline. Get it down the field. Try to challenge these defensive backs.
We haven't seen Uzarius Boswell in at quarterback at all in the second half. It has been Peterson, the 8th grader. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right, Singleton the running back. And now we have a delay of game on the Blue Devils. Not a good start for Pahokee, Coach.
You know what's interesting about this crew, though, and again, I know refereeing is a tough job, but normally what the referees will do when it's 10 seconds, he'll hold his hand up.
Yep.
And he's counting with his opposite hand. This guy's just throwing the flag.
We didn't see it.
Yeah,
we didn't see it.
I'm watching him, and that gives the quarterback a signal. I know they're taking a long time. It's the early part of the season, but that gives him a signal, get the play off. We can burn a timeout before we lose 5 yards.
For the record, as a broadcaster, I am owed absolutely nothing. But I would love to just, if it's a timeout, please point to the sideline which timeout it's for. If it's a penalty, please explain the penalty. Give me a hand gesture on what the penalty is. And we haven't gotten a lot of that tonight. Let's just say that. I'm doing my best for you guys here on your HSS game of the week. 4:16, clock frozen. Pahokee down 14-10, and it's another delay of game, Coach.
Wow.
Or no, false start. I'm at your mercy. Left guard, false start. They're going to move it back 5. So it'll be 1st and 20, Coach. 10 yards, walk back because of self-inflicted wounds. And in motion, Peterson tries to set up a screen, and it's there. I think a lineman caught that. Shouldn't that be a legal man downfield,
Yeah, he
Coach?
can't touch that.
And there is the flag.
Yeah.
Yep, and it will be an ineligible man downfield.
Yeah, legal touching as well because he can't catch the football unless.
Oh, hang on. Offsetting penalties, coach, roughing the passer.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to redo the down. 1st and 20 coming back. But roughing the passer and ineligible man downfield, they will offset when at 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go, 14-10. It's turned into a bit of a ref show here.
Big man said, Coach, I told you I can catch. You see me, baby?
Coach, as someone who played defensive end in high school football, every lineman dreams of becoming a tight end.
Of course.
We all dream of becoming a tight end and being Antonio Gates, Travis Kelce, or Tony Gonzalez. Kellen Winslow, senior, now fumble. Peterson wasn't ready for that snap. And we're going to have 2nd and a mile. And now, thank you for the clarification. We have a timeout for Pahokee. Damian Perez back at the City Place Studios. So let's take a 60-second timeout in your HSS game of the week.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Yeah, we're coming to your city.
Clock frozen at 4 minutes. Coach, I think that first down marker is in Broward County as Peterson rolls right, throws right, and that's going to be incomplete. Going to be 3rd and a mile coming up for Pahokee. Now, Coach, obviously we're in the dying embers of the game here. 14-10, 3:53 to go. What do you do here if it's 4th and a mile as well? Do you punt, and do you have to? Now, Lamons has a couple of times, from my understanding, again, we're at the mercy of what's been going on in the officiating crew. Yeah. I think they have some timeouts left. What do you got to punt, right?
Yeah, you have to.
With 3 minutes to go, you got to punt.
You got to punt it away and try to hope for your defense can get you the football back. But what you tell your quarterback on a down like that, you can't get it all on one down. Try to get half of it. They didn't do that on 2nd down. It would have made a much more manageable 3rd down.
Folks, this drive started on the 46. They're on their own 34. Is now a screen pass to the right, and trying to get any kind of yards is number 2, DeCorian Jones. Still going to be about 4th and 15. I'm interested to see what head coach Carlos Lamons wants to do. I agree with Coach. I think you punt it, but with 3:32 and that clock rolling, it's decision time.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you better hurry, though, because you're going to get another delay of game.
Yeah, and Peterson's running out. Coach, they're going to go for it.
And that's fine. If this is the early part of the season. If you choose to go for it, that's fine. But, again, you got to get it out because the clock is running.
So, Coach, 4th and about 15, 3:10 and counting. Peterson takes the snap, rolls right, throws right towards the sticks and over his head. And Royal Palm will take over. Clock frozen at 3:01. Pahokee does have some timeouts left. But, Coach, 1 first down, we end this thing?
Yeah, get it to the plus side. That's why it's so dangerous to run it there on 4th down because now you get it on the plus side. If you punt it and you flip the field, you try to go in there and you try to attack the football. But if you give it this close, like you said, all they need is 1 big first down, and this thing, we can strike up the band and go home.
3:01 to go. Royal Palm going to be trying to run the clock out here. And now referee blows the whistle live. jumbo formation in the shotgun. Roll gets it. Roll blasting forward, pushing to those HSS first down sticks. Coach, look at that pile drive by Royal. Getting that ball over the first down marker. As I said, a true pile drive in the sense Roll did not stop. Men pushing him from the back. First down. And I think, what do you call it, Coach? Striking up the band?
Yeah, you can strike up the band.
I think we're striking up the band here at Royal Palm. 14-10, 2:42 and counting. Another handoff to Roll. And he is stopped after a short gain. So 14-10, the score right now. And Royal Palm, all they have to do is run that clock out.
So my coaching point to him is, hey, you got it high and tight. Put two hands on it. But when you get all you can, don't keep fighting. Because now they snatch the ball out. They take it the other way for a touchdown. So you got to be smart there if you roll as well.
An absolute disaster would be a fumble, to Coach Bell's point. And now clock's ticking. 1:55 and counting. Got to watch your eyes for a possible delay a game. Is now the ball, it's worse, the ball's loose and dropping on that ball. Number 12, Kamari Thomas. So 3rd and long coming up. 1:29, and now a timeout. And it's an official timeout for an injured player. Let's take 30 seconds on your HSS game of the week, 1:28 to go in the game.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better.
Well, we're coming to your city.
So 3rd and 14 coming up for Royal Palm. Clock ticking at 1:06 now after the injured player. Now officially under a minute. Royal Palm going to take every second they got of that play clock. And now we're down to seconds. Snap, Brown, read option. Slammed back to his 45, but that clock rolling. And now Pahokee will call their final timeout.
And you see their coaches on the sideline from Pahokee. They're animated because they're calling timeout,
No
and
one's
the officials
seeing it.
are not seeing them.
No one's seeing it.
But if I'm the head coach, I'm standing right next to the official. And as soon as that play is snapped, I'm saying timeout, timeout, because I'm the only one that can call it. You got to know where you got to be on the field to make that call.
Once again, this is your HSS game of the week. 43 seconds to go. 4th and about 18 now coming up for Royal Palm. Pahokee out of timeouts. And they're going to try to pin him deep inside the 5.
You want to catch it here, one step, and kick it out. Don't hold on to it.
Yep.
They're coming. They're going to try to block it, but just catch it and kick it.
And he does just exactly that. And that one will roll out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. So, Coach, great punt inside the 5.
Yeah, exactly what you want. Again, you run in time, you kick the ball. They can't get there because you're only going to take one step. You catch and kick it, and that's the way you have to play the game.
Coach, 8th grade quarterback, 97 yards, 35.3 seconds. What do you think?
He'll be on SportsCenter if he,
If he
done.
does.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were going to say our two things we're going to use for the rest of the year. KISS, which is what again?
Keep it simple, stupid.
And then strike the band.
Strike the band, baby. Yep. But, hey, if he does it, we got it filming here, so we'll have him on SportsCenter. Top 10.
Again, your HSS game of the week, Mike Rizzo and legendary coach Jimmy Bell on the call. 35 seconds left in the game. Pahokee down 14-10. Ball on their own 3. Peterson takes the snap, drops back. Getting flushed out. Will roll right, throws right, and that one incomplete. So 2nd and 10 on their own 3, coming up with 28 seconds to go in the game. But 14-10, again, that score.
If I'm Royal Palm, I've got 4 or 5 guys back, about 25 yards. Everything's going to be caught in front of me. We're going to rally, force the guy to the middle of the field where everybody else is and make the tackle. But nobody's standing around. We practice this during the week. You have to run and cover and make sure you make the tackle because one missed tackle can cause you a touchdown.
Every single hat to the ball.
Yes, sir.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Peterson drops back, throws it. Singleton trying to garner some yards. Singleton gets it past the first down sticks. It's an HSS first down. Coach, 18 seconds and going. They got to get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, rally. Don't let him get to the sideline, and that's how you make
and
the
now
play.
We have a clock stoppage. Clock is stopped at 14.9 seconds. Not sure why. First down. And that's what Lamons was upset that the clock didn't stop. That's what he was upset about.
Yep.
They should add time to the clock. Thank you for pointing that out, Coach. And they do. They put 6 seconds back on the clock. Okay. And now a spike. Going to be 2nd and 10, 20 seconds. Ball on 25-yard line.
Yeah, so anytime there's a first down, they've got to
Clock
stop
stops.
the clock to
That's
reset.
and I knew that. That's why I'm
Yep.
I'm sitting here saying clock's going, and I see Lamons freaking out on that sideline.
As he should.
I agree.
You're fighting for your kids.
I agree, Coach.
Yeah, nothing against the officials. You're fighting for your kids. You practice hard. You want to win, but you got to tighten up a little bit on the Pahokee side. They got some really talented players. You got to get it right before the season. This is a big game for them.
And now, Coach, they switch it from 20 to 18. So apparently it was a 4-second difference on that. Peterson in the shotgun. People asking why the clock hasn't started yet. It's a good shout. Peterson rolls left, flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to run out of bounds with 10 seconds to go. Going to be 3rd down coming up. Again, 10 seconds. Pahokee down 14-10. They need a miracle.
Yeah, I guess it's early in the season for the referees, too, because the clock should have started once it
That's
was set. There was no timeout. There was nothing to stop the clock.
Yep.
Should have been started on his whistle.
Yep. Again, it's tough. I understand. I don't want to be an official. I know Coach Bell doesn't.
No, sir.
Got to get it right. So 3rd and long, 10 seconds left. Realistically, Coach, 2 more plays?
It's possible.
About 2 more plays here as Peterson goes quick to the right. That's a bubble screen. Man missed. Oh, my goodness. A backfield throw. Caught. Oh, my God,
no.
Coach. He's going towards the end zone. Touchdown. 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 A halfback throw. A halfback throw. Stuns the Royal Palm crowd. Coach Bell, they're going nuts! Unbelievable! Corey and Davis walking into the end zone, and that's how we're gonna end!
SportsCenter, baby.
Get that one to the top 10! That's a SportsCenter top 10! Unbelievable! Trick play! Touchdown! Game over!
Double pass, baby. Throw it to the flat. It's got to be a lateral, so it's got to go backwards, and it did. And then you throw it down to one of your big receivers. I couldn't see it for the shade on this window, but you throw it down. He gets the jump ball, and he outruns the defensive backs.
Corey and Davis waltzes into the end zone. Coach catches it. Breaks 3 tackles. A disaster for Royal Palm. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 16-14, the final score. Pahokee 2-0 for the second time in 2 years.
Wow. If this is the way this season is going to be, man, I got to go to my cardiologist.
Coach
These guys
Bell,
give me a heart attack.
you're going to listen.
Oh,
you got your glasses. You got your new glasses. Now I'm going to need a heart monitor in here as well.
I got to get my heart checked out. Man.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
What a play. Again, it was, I called it a bubble screen to Mark Singleton, and then Singleton, downfield, Corey Davis. Coach, let's keep it here. It's our halftime show, our post-game show. Our player of the game, Corey Davis.
No doubt about it.
After that catch.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable catch and run. Broke 2 tackles. Won the game-winning play, Corey Davis. And then if we look ahead with the Boca Bowl, next week we're going to be at Spanish River, West Boca and Spanish River. You know, West Boca a wagon, folks, but as Coach Bell said, what a crazy ending. Coach Bell, you were on the Vero end of the game, which ended in a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
And now tonight, a halfback pass for 50 yards down the field for a game-winning play. It's you.
Yeah, it's me,
Coach,
man.
it's you, baby.
You're
It's
right.
you.
I'll take it every time.
Every time Coach Bell's on this call, man. Oh, my
And I
gosh.
saw it, and I'm thinking, no, he's not going to catch that, right? And he goes up in space.
Wow.
Catches the ball at the highest points. That's what you're taught day one of camp. Go get it at the highest point. And he's able to run away. That's why I told you get the DBs back, and that's a heartbreaker. I'm telling you, that either is going to take Pahokee to another level for their season, and if Royal Palm doesn't get it right, it's going to be 2 for 1. They're going to get it again next week because mentally that's a tough loss.
Coach, that's let's put it this way. That's the first game winner I ever called on the American football side.
Wow.
As many of you know, I'm voice of the Inter Miami Herons down in Miami. We have a game coming up tomorrow, Inter Miami and Montreal. Coach, I've scored. I've called stoppage time goals, penalty kick goals. I've never called something like that in my 13 years of broadcasting. That was insane. And I thank you because the craziness always happens with Coach Jimmy Bell on the call. Final score, Pahokee 16. Royal Palm 14. Coach, you haven't changed the score.
That's all right.
A little salty.
Tell you
Some
what.
salt on that donut here.
Tell you what, I know who knows what the score is.
My God, it's Pahokee.
And you asked the question,
yes.
Could it happen?
Yes.
And I said, if it does.
Sports Center top 10.
It's on the top 10, baby.
I lost my.
Oh, my goodness.
I went so high, I lost my voice. Corey Davis, again, a catch, run, the whole 9 yards from the running back, Mari Singleton. And that's the final score. Coach, we're going to get our heart rate checked, and that's going to do it here on your ESPN West Palm High School Game Day presented by HSS.
Hey, forget about the Blue Devils. I'm changing their nickname to the Heart Attacks. They're about to kill me, man. Come on, you got to be kidding me. Oh, great play, though. Great play call. Again, remember I said earlier, guys have a million plays. You just got to know when to call them.
Yep.
And to get a big receiver in space to go up at the highest point and catch the football and then run away from guys.
Yep.
Another 25, 30 yards. That's the way it's written up, man.
Our MVP, again, presented by Duffy's, or Duffy's MVP, Corey Davis. And then looking ahead with the Boca Raton Bowl, go to BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets to keep up to date. We will be at Spanish River, West Boca at Spanish River. Coach, always a pleasure, brother. Always an absolute pleasure with Jimmy. Big Bell, big play on the broadcast. Appreciate you,
Tell
Coach.
you, man, plum, please, and pleasure, man. Always good to see you, brother.
Always a pleasure,
yes, sir.
baby. And I'll catch up with you the next time on ESPN High School Game Day.
Good night, everybody.
Kaiser University's flagship campus.